Hello, I'm HQ of HQ Reacts. If you find yourself here and you're not subscribed, please like, share, and subscribe. If you find me on other social media platforms, please follow me, like, share, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. So, you can catch me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Hey, 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 hey. This is HQ in the house. I be doing too much. I really do be doing too much, right? And I was bored, sitting at home. I was like, you know what? Let me look at Kendra G. And did I look at Kendra G? I looked at Kendra G and I was like, I'm finna do a reaction to Kendra D. I'm finna do it for 8:30. So this is the reaction to Kendra G. I think it may have been last night. Kendra just be having some wild ass characters that be coming on her show. I don't know what's going on. But here we go. Let's do it.
Yes, can I shout you out? What is your name to shout you out? Is that your name on the app? You got to tell me your app name in order for me to shout you out. You just said, can I shout you out? Chicago, and we're going to have black men. I meant to tell you, I didn't even tell you this part. Black men, at our Chicago event, we will have some men from Black Men's Wear, July 14th. So July 14th, so get your tickets at the Promontory. We're going to debut the top 12 people in Chicago. You get to meet other singles people, other singles. Zach Buzz's going to co-host the show. It's going to be a time. So get your tickets. Get your tickets. Oh, stand up. I have to see your pants. Okay. Where are you calling me from, sir?
I'm calling you from the Poconos.
Okay, are you looking for love, sir?
Yes.
What's your name?
I'm Stutter.
That's her number?
Yeah.
Your mother named you Stutter?
Nah, Rashawn.
Rashad, okay.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Before.
I don't remember. When was you on the show before?
On Instagram.
When?
Harlem King.
Huh?
Harlem King.
I don't remember. You gotta give me more details. Did I make you a highlight?
Nah, you didn't make me a highlight because I moved. It was quick.
Okay. So this is gonna be our first official time.
Yeah.
What's these weird characters that keep hitting her stage? Keep hitting her line every time she get on do something. What's going on?
Okay. So I can call you Rashad?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you, Rashad?
47.
47. What you do for a living?
Food service director.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
3 daughters.
3 daughters. How old are your daughters, sir?
27, 13, and 10.
Okay, 47, 13, and 10. All by the same woman?
No.
How many women?
3.
3. Have you ever been married?
Yes.
When did you get divorced?
December 3rd, last year.
Was it one of your children's moms?
No.
Did you marry? So you never married any of your children's moms?
Nah. Nope.
Why? Why not?
That's another story. That ain't nothing. I mean, it just happened. They didn't want to.
What's your zodiac sign, Rashad?
Capricorn.
The fuck am I listening? What am I looking at here? Hold up. He got 3 shots at the apple. Look, he got 3 shots at the apple. Three women let him get them pregnant. What am I missing?
All right, so we got Rashad, 47, Capricorn, food service. They had 3 daughters by 3 women. Was once married. Where are you calling me from?
I'm calling from Pennsylvania, but I'm from Harlem.
Okay, do you live in Pennsylvania or do you live in Harlem?
I live in Pennsylvania.
Okay, lives in Pennsylvania. All right, let's do it. What kind of woman are you looking for?
I'm looking for a nice, decent woman, respectful, honest. That knows she won in life. That's it.
Okay. What are your deal breakers?
Liars, overweight, that don't know how to cook.
Okay, very specific. Liars, over.
What you mean? What you mean, Solomon? I don't understand. I don't get. I'm just not understanding. Everybody always talking about you gotta have money, they gotta have looks, they gotta have this, that, and the third. He ain't got none of that. He ain't got none of that. Yet he done had 3 bites at the proverbial apple. And most men average only like 5, 6 bodies. How he got more than 5, 6 bodies? If that's all a woman want is the 666, because he ain't near that. He ain't nowhere near that. See how we don't believe y'all when y'all be talking about that shit.
Overweight and don't know how to cook.
Yes.
Okay. So she look a certain way.
She don't even know what to ask him.
No, I mean, as long as you ain't overweight, as long as you walkable.
Say again?
Walkable.
As long as you're not overweight, as long as you walkable. Walkable meaning I could present you in the streets.
Oh, this is a new term. Walkable.
Walkable.
So I thought it meant she could walk. You mean that you could show her off to the world?
Yeah, basically, yes.
Okay, as long as you show her off to the world. Okay. Gotta be walkable, ladies, like a dog.
Gotta be walkable.
That's like a dog.
Nah, not like a dog. Walkable means this in the street. No, I could walk with you in the street. I mean, everybody.
Basically, what he's saying is she got to be good looking. If she ain't good looking, she can't walk with him. Ain't this a bitch? That's all I'm gonna say. Ain't this a bitch? What you talking about?
I know everybody looking at you. Then she's bad.
Okay, this is a new term. All right, you gotta be walkable.
I mean, and let me rephrase this. I mean, like, I love big women, but you gotta know how to hold your weight. I mean, you can't be all over the place,
Big in the right places.
Like that.
I mean, yeah, big in the right places.
Okay. Big in the right places.
Should she make a certain amount of money?
Yeah, about $1 million. Now I'm lying. nah. I mean, not a lot of money, just reasonable. I mean, average woman. I mean, I'm not like the woman you got to make 200, 300,000. I mean, as long as you make a nice sustainable amount.
I don't know. I could have sworn he said he had a 27-year-old daughter, some shit like that. So he old. Let me hold on. 19. Hold on. Oh, damn. I went too far. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I'm a stutter.
How old are you?
Before.
I don't remember. Rashad. Okay.
How old is he?
How old are you?
Before.
I don't remember. When was you on the show before?
On Instagram. Harlem.
When? Remember, you gotta give me more details. Did I make you a highlight?
It was quick.
Okay. So this is gonna be our first official time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can call you Rashad?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you, Rashad?
47.
47. What you do for a living?
Food service director.
Okay. Do you have any kids?
3 daughters.
3 daughters. How old are your daughters, sir?
27, 13, and 10.
All right.
Nah.
The world.
I'm not like the woman you got to make 200, 300,000. I mean, as long as you make a nice sustainable amount, average.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Rashad, let's do the Kendra cam.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn the light on. Need some light.
Okay. All right, Rashad. All right.
No, you know. So 47, he got, what do you got? He ain't 6 feet. He ain't got no 6 figures. And he ain't got 666. But yet and still, he done had 3 shots at the proverbial apple. This really one. See, that tells me when I see men like this, and it's like many men like this, that when men say, "All she wants is 666," that's all she dealing with. That's all women dealing with is regular men, 6 foot, 7 foot, 5'2". They just dealing with regular, ordinary men. You don't have to be no 666 to get no woman, because we see these men all the time.
Harlem.
Hey, Triple.
Hey, what's up? What's up, lady?
Shit, Rashad.
Hey, I
About
get
4 years ago.
Thought
4
I'd
years
get
ago.
one in
You
before
have,
SBC
how old are your
starts.
children again? 13, 10, and what?
13, 27, and 2 grandkids.
Oh, you got grandkids. We got a question for you
Damn.
about that. The world said, how much for an order of ribs? Oh, that was the one I was supposed to read. What is this about? I don't get this one. How much for an order of ribs? Let me get one. I'm sure I'm hungry.
What the
Let
hell?
me get a sip for 15 cents. All right. Oh, that's a famous movie line.
Yeah.
That's from I'm gonna get you, sucker.
From what's the name? The one who got slapped in the face. I forgot his name. You remember this line, Triple?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That.
Okay,
But
this is the question.
That was
I guess that was for you.
Hold on, I probably know the first. I mean, I don't know how much for.
But this is the question. This is the question I was trying to get.
What you
It
trying
said,
to
would it be expected for your girl to have a relationship with your 3 baby mamas? That sounds like a full-time job.
First of all, my kids come first. I mean, they come first out the door. I mean, yes. I mean, if you want a relationship with my kids, yes, of course. You know, I'm not gonna denounce that. I mean, if you want to, yes. But they don't live with me. But they come here often. They come here often.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, Marcel, you're second. Just FYI. Okay. Savvy said, walkable. Does she have to be potty trained too?
Ouch.
Hold on. Let me rephrase that. I don't mean to be disrespectful towards females. I don't mean nothing but a dog. So please stop that. I'm talking about walkable meaning pretty. I mean, pretty. I mean, I'm not saying that she got to be Tyra Banks or Halle Berry, but just not ugly. In between.
See, y'all. I mean, look, I'm thinking this is one of those men who, just like the females, get on here and had 4 or 5 different shots at the apple, 4 or 5 different baby mamas. Then you get on here making demands and shit like that. He's just like a female doing the same thing. You on here making demands when you shouldn't even be on here asking for nothing. You ain't 666, none of those things.
You know what though? He can get what he wants.
No.
He can
Me
get
and
what he
you
wants.
already been over that money part. We already done been over the money part, right or wrong.
I'm gonna say this: the reality is that's kind of the difference. And I'm not giving him a pass, and I'm not saying he's like a top prospect. You know what I'm saying? But his runway.
Mm-hmm.
Is especially like looking at it from a productive standpoint is longer than a woman that's the equivalent age. You know, now how can I put this?
He ain't got no money.
Huh?
He ain't got no money, which puts him in a different category.
That's not to say he won't ever have none, though.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing. Obviously, a woman that's a solid 8 that's already an accountant or tax attorney or something of that ilk, she ain't gonna be looking for this brother in most cases. You know, in most cases, there's some that will though. You know, that like nugs. But for a chick that's in the nugs, this guy can still get down. Let's talk to him, Black America.
Can still get down. But he got the negatives. I know if I go over there, I know my money is extremely important if I go over there. So when men say women's money ain't important,
he's a food service director. He's a food service director. HQ, he got his own money and his own job.
A food service director. What does that mean? What kind of job is that? I don't know. What kind of job is that? Do y'all know? Because I don't know.
Well, anything with director behind it means he's not cooking fries at McDonald's. He is the director over somebody's food service. It could be in a hospital, it could be at a school, it could be any kind of facility like that. He's making decent money if he is a food service director.
At least about 80K a year. Average. 80K a year. That's
Yes.
average.
Yes. Yes, he's making good money as a food service director. Yes.
So basically he's making around 60, maybe less a year. Bring home. Okay. I got you.
If it said 80, you have to take into the account of what kind of facility he's in. And for the women in his age range, he can date all the way down to maybe about 30, the mid 30s, all the way up into the early 40s. He has a wide swath of women that he can date.
I'm saying this. He got 3 kids. One is an adult and the other 2 are still kids. Now, if he's paying child support and he makes let's give him 90. He paying child support, he bringing home 60. If he paying child support plus taxes.
One of them already grown. He said one was 27.
I said one of them is grown. I said one of them is grown already. So that leaves 2. So that leaves him with X, Y, and Z amount of money, which means he ain't making a whole hell of a lot of money. He making enough money to pay for his lifestyle and do what he got to do. But where's dude?
Right, he makes more than the average woman, which is that's what you told me you want is a man that makes more than you. He's making more than the average woman.
Right. So I got to put my money with his in order for us to live decently. Yes.
Why do you have to put your money with his? He's already living on his own and doing his own thing. Why do you need to put your money with his?
Because that's not a lot of money for 2 people. 60 ain't a lot of money for 2 people.
I don't think you know how money works, even after all this time, HQ. I really don't think you know how money works.
I got that wrong. How did I get that wrong when I took into account him having 2 kids and paying child support? So if him having 2 kids and paying child support and then taxes coming out, if he makes 90,000 a year, he's basically bringing home 60 a year. So if he's bringing 60,
so you're talking about a man who's almost 50 years old, probably not looking to have another kid. You want a chick that's just gonna come up and lay up on him and not work? Is that what you're saying?
But he's not. But he ain't. But y'all told me he wouldn't be looking for a woman his age. He would be looking for a younger woman, right? So if he's looking for a younger woman,
that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said he can date a woman all the way from her early 30s to up to his age. Yes. So
I'm saying
that doesn't matter.
I'm taking you men's word for it that most men that age are not going to be dating women his age. He's going to be looking at women younger. So if he can date somebody early 30s, why the hell would I be dating somebody that's 45 when I can get a 30-year-old? Enough said on that, which means the female that he's dealing with could possibly get pregnant. So 60K means I got
so 60. So you telling me that 60K isn't enough to take care of a family in this country? Like I said, I don't think you know how money works, actually.
60K?
$30 an hour, HQ. That's how much it is.
I know what that is.
Yep.
60K. You think that's enough to take care of a family?
Even if it's mortgage, and I know his mortgage isn't $2,000 a month. He has a lot of expendable income at the end of the month and at the end of the year, HQ. We're guys. We don't get our hair done. We don't get our nails done. We don't spend money like women do, HQ. I'm sorry.
No, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I have to put my money with him. If I want to go beyond his, I want to
For
go beyond whatever
what?
stipulations he got. I know my money.
So you can drive a Benz?
Huh?
Is it so you can drive a Benz? Is it for a lifestyle? Is it so you can drive a Benz and take
Hold on.
trips? Like what exactly are you talking about?
Wait, hold on, hold on. You when you live, when you men live, you live a certain way. You have certain things you buy and certain things you don't. Right or wrong. Okay, fine. That's great. But I require something beyond what you all require. I require more
And
than
that's why
you.
you have a job. That's why
I'm
you have a
saying,
job.
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you need my money in order to afford a woman like me. You just need
No,
my
I
money.
don't. No, I don't need your money. Women, women don't spend money on us anyway. Any man with a woman knows that you women are expenses. You guys don't bring any. When you do bring something into the house, you're not spending it on us or anything in the house. The men are still taking care of most of the things. HQ.
All women cost some amount of money. That's all you need to do is figure out what your budget is and you deal with that woman accordingly. I'm saying, depending on the woman, ain't no woman gonna live in a basic house without TV. Men, you said men can live with a TV and a couch and two
A woman can
spoons
work
and
too.
two forks. But a woman is not going to do that. You shouldn't want her to do that. You should want her to have the things in her life that you want in your life. If you want X, Y, and Z in your life, why would you be limiting me to just X, Y, and Z when I don't live like that? I don't live like that. I require A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You just require X, Y, and Z. You want to come over and talk to me, you have to be able to fund A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and X, Y, and Z.
I'll say this though.
Once again,
Go ahead, Black.
go ahead, man. Go ahead. Okay. Why do I have to fund your lifestyle if you work? If you work, HQ, why do I have to fund your lifestyle? What are you going to do with your money if
So
I'm paying everything already? What are you going to do with your money?
that's what
Tell
I'm
us
saying.
that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying when you go over there to that particular person, he can afford the basic lifestyle. He can afford our basic things. I need more than basic things, which means my money has to come into play. I said that at the beginning. Didn't I say that? I said, you're going to need my money in order to go beyond your lifestyle. I did say that. Didn't I say that? He can
No,
afford
no, no,
basic
no,
stuff.
no. Listen,
He can afford basic
say,
stuff.
say,
There's nothing wrong with that.
say it like this, HQ. Say it like this, HQ. I'm going to need my money so I can afford the things that I want. if
Right.
if you're in a place, and you're paying 1,500 for rent and you're paying a light bill and all of that stuff, and you move into a place with me, and now all you doing is paying your car note, HQ. I just freed up about $2,000 or $3,000 for you extra a month.
What do you mean you freed it
I
up for
freed that
me?
up for you.
You freed it up for both of
Lex,
us.
explain it to her, please. No,
I have things
explain
I
it
have
to
to
her.
pay too.
Oh, HQ. If you're single, you
Mm-hmm.
are fitting that whole bill. Is Black America's point. Once
Mm-hmm.
you got with us,
Mm-hmm.
your bills went down. Now you're still working, making money, but your expenses is lower with us. You get it?
Yes, I get it. Yes, I get it. I know that. I'm saying you all live within a budget or within a means. That's not how
Yeah.
everybody lives.
And
That's
I'll
not
say
how.
this: your expectations is going to be higher than a lot of women, maybe that he might even interact with. You seem to be, and I say this respectfully, you seem to probably be doing pretty well for yourself. You know, rest in peace to
Right.
Philo. Yeah.
You're an older woman that's already set, HQ. We're talking about women in their mid 30s that's working at Walmart and shit like that. That's receptionists and working in call centers. Them ladies don't make that kind of money, HQ. 12, $15 an hour, some shit like that.
Yeah, but they still want things. They still need things. They still desire things. Nobody wants to work at 60 makes nobody wants to make 60,000 and my bills come out every month. My bills come out and I only got $200 extra to use. Nobody wants to do that every month. So if you affording your lifestyle, you got $500 extra per month, and that's your extra money forever and a day. You're gonna be happy with just the $500 a month, and then a woman comes in, and then you get extra money. But there's still other things that you might want to do, or she might want to do. So in order to progress, you're gonna have to get more money. You're just gonna have to get more money because $500 a month.
The extra things comes out with the money that she is saving just by being in your presence, HQ. Like I said, I don't know how you don't see this. I don't know how you
I
don't
do
see
see
it.
that. I do see that. That's what I'm saying to you. I'm saying he makes a certain amount of money. He doesn't have, his money is set the way that it is with his lifestyle. He's great. But a woman coming over there, you might want to move into a bigger place. She might have more things. She might want a better car. They might want to need a bigger car. They might need more things.
Look at it like this. If she make 50 and he makes, let's just say he makes 70, right? 75 or whatever. Her situation, they make 125 now. Their situation and lifestyle gonna be elevated. By the time they get serious, they gonna elevate to a slightly better apartment than both of them in. The car gonna probably get upgraded. You know, she gonna have a little bit more pocket money. Her situation gonna be elevated. Now, is it gonna be elevated to the point where she's in a $750,000 mansion and she's riding a used Bentley? Probably not. But it's gonna be elevated. That's what Black America trying to get at.
I keep saying that to y'all. We saying it in a different way. I'm saying in order for that lifestyle of his to elevate after that 60K, he's gonna need
He doesn't need his lifestyle elevated.
If he don't want to elevate nowhere. If he wants to stay right where he's at, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yes.
But
yes,
we don't want to elevate.
We don't want to elevate, HQ. We only get extra things because of you guys. We don't want extra stuff. We don't.
We do. Women do.
And you will have the money because you're not spending it on shit but yourself. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying in order for that lifestyle to elevate, he's going to have to get with a woman where the money is that's going to be extra money in order for him to elevate in any way, shape, or form. And most of the time, that's how it is. Most of the time, that is how it is. Usually that money helps to elevate both of them. Both of their money put together will make their lifestyle elevate. If he stays by himself, his lifestyle will be where he's at, sleeping on a couch. But when he gets with a woman, his lifestyle is going to elevate a little bit. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a hell of a lot of elevation, but I'm depending on how much money she make. But his lifestyle is going to elevate a little bit more. He can move a little bit more with 2 kids, and he's bringing home 80 or 90. The lifestyle is going to be better if he has a woman that knows how to work her money.
For one thing, the kids don't live with him, so let's take the kids out of the thing. They come over on the weekends or twice a month, something.
Yeah, but he still got to pay child support. So child support is
even if he does have to pay child support, he's not paying child support $3,000 and $5,000 a month.
Yeah, but $700 a month is a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money when you're making $90,000 a year, HQ. It's not.
That's why I said 60,000. Cause If you put $700 a month, $800, just say round it out to $800 a month, you're paying at least $20,000 a month, $20,000 a year in child support, at least. If you paying child support,
That once again, that just shows me you don't know how money works. If he was paying $1,000 a month, he would only be paying $12,000 a year in child support. HQ.
Okay. I messed up with the money.
Yeah, you need to write. You need to write down. You need to write down the expenses.
There's all kinds of shit that he got to pay for. His money is probably good for $60K, and that's $1,000 a week. That's $1,000 a week. And I'm just doing this roughly like that, but I think it's like a
HQ. I gotta ask you a question.
Yeah,
because I'm getting the tone. You kind of slightly looking down on this brother's salary. Respectfully, in your younger years, like
I'm not looking down on his salary, not at all.
Hold on. I'm just saying, in your younger years, before the level of comfort you have now, you know, and I don't know your background, like as far as your previous people, maybe you guys are from money or what, I don't know, but I mean, a lot of women would, you know, especially in their 20s. And probably early 30s, they'd be happy to get with a guy that's already making $75K. He's making some money.
Yes.
Right. Obviously, he's got some bills, but if he gets with a chick and she even just making $20 an hour, both their situation is gonna be improved.
Yes.
If they're smart.
I said that. In order for him, when he's by himself, he has a set amount. He's going to be where he's at. He ain't going to elevate nowhere except where he's at. When you get with a woman and her funds come into the house and she's decorating, she's doing X, Y, and Z, she's doing X, Y, and Z, your lifestyle is going to elevate. This is what I just said. Otherwise,
that is not elevating to us, HQ. I'm sorry. It really isn't.
Yes, it is. And when you combine incomes and y'all got a household income of $100,000, your income, your lifestyle has been elevated if you want it to be. Now, if you don't want it to be, it's a different story. But making $100,000, your lifestyle has been elevated.
A little bit. One thing though, HQ2, you only look at it from a woman's perspective. Men are like minimalists for the most part. If they make decent money, they might have one thing they into and it costs, but it ain't gonna be a guy. He in the cars, he in the trucks, he's in the getting his hair done, he's in the doing this, he doing all of that. Like I don't see that across men like that. You know, they gonna pick.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's gonna sit right there and he's not gonna elevate his life if he's right there. If he stays right there, there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. But when you get with a woman, your lifestyle is going to elevate. Your life, your exposure is going to elevate to other things. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying nothing more than that.
Can I say, like, what is your lifestyle as a guy going to elevate if you have a woman? What does that look like? Can you tell me?
Okay, look at that dude. Look at where's he sleeping at? He's sleeping on a couch. If he had a woman, he wouldn't be on no couch.
Wait a minute. Do we know that he's sleeping on that couch, or is that just one of the rooms in his house or apartment?
Because
he got
a blanket and a pillow sitting right there on the edge of the couch.
He could be. Hey, I chill on the couch all the time watching stuff with a blanket and a pillow.
So, and he's chilling right there instead of having instead of being in a bedroom with a ottoman and a sofa, or ottoman and a what is it? One of them short couches. I forgot.
You looking down on that brother? HQ.
No, I'm not looking down on that brother. I'm saying he's right where
your private school is showing. Your private school is showing, HQ. Your private school is showing.
Looking down on that brother. You going after that nug. Yes, you is. You going after that nug.
He has a pillow and a blanket on a couch.
What do that mean?
Ain't no woman laying on no couch without. Ain't no woman.
How you know he ain't got a bed though? You don't know that.
Why ain't he in the bed?
He ain't gotta be in the bed. Maybe he in the living room
He
watching
could, he
TV.
right. He could be playing Xbox or anything. HQ, like,
Okay.
like I said, I don't think you. And it's because you're older and you don't frequent around men and how we do. You just may not know. That's all it is to it.
I'm just saying, look, my room, my bedroom, I have a bed, I have a love seat, I have a desk, I have a bunch of what the hell are they called? Cabinets around. I have all of this shit around this one bedroom. I have the TV at hand, how I want to turn it on. I have all of these things. Why would I be laying on the couch when I got all this stuff, all this furniture and all this other shit? I could just lounge in my room. I could live in my
You
room.
are a woman. You don't live like a man. HQ, if you walked into my house, I got a bunch of Chinese statues, a bunch of shit from the Orient. I fucking hate Asian shit. But the girls, they like that shit. So guess what? It's a bunch of Chinese statues all around the house, on counters and up on top of the cabinets and all type of shit. I don't want or need that stuff. Guys, when we're single, we don't have a lot of shit like that.
So why are you fighting so much against what I said? When a woman comes in the yard, she puts things in
Because
it
that
may not want
doesn't
to.
those
You may or may not
those
want
things
to.
do-
Better put it in there.
those things do nothing for us as guys. They
But
do
it's the
they
woman that makes her happy.
and there's the problem. It makes you happy. Okay. Proceed. Proceed.
I ain't gonna win this argument with y'all. I swear to God. No, I ain't sleeping on no couch. I go to the store and buy me a whole brand new bed before I sleep on the couch.
If it's Denzel Washington, your ass getting on that couch.
I ain't getting on. I deliberately made sure I have minimalist furniture in my front room. Don't nobody sleep on that couch. It ain't gonna happen.
You know how many women get bust down on the section in the living room, HQ? Like, it's ridiculous if you got a big old sectional couch in the living room.
I don't got no big section on the couch.
Yeah, I'm not understanding, but okay, go ahead.
Y'all wild today. What's wrong with y'all? Hold on. Watch this man. Watch this man. Watch this couch.
So once again, I don't mean no
That's his
disrespect towards the females.
Okay, we got you. I think I understand you. I think
You got a blanket and a
I
couch.
got you. Okay.
And,
Uh,
and one more question. I wanted that girl from Philly you had on your show.
What girl from Philly?
She's on your show before, and she said she don't want a relationship.
Oh, you want
He talking about the booty
Jeanette.
goon.
Yeah, I wanted her.
Who?
He talking about the girl from
Well,
Philly
you know what her
that
requirement
was talking crazy. I remember her.
The
That's what
booty
he's talking
goon.
about.
was.
Show
I
her
don't care
picture.
about
What
that.
she look like?
So you down for that?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Is he talking about the one we thought was a trainee? Or, yeah, the one he thought was a trainee.
I don't know if you did her. She was the chick that she was on Kendra recently.
Yeah.
And she kind of looked a little bit like Angel Reese a little bit.
The one who was pegging men?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, I did her. Pegging me. Hold on. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
What?
He liked that?
That's disgusting.
That's ridiculous,
she wanted to
man.
peg men.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
She's pegging men.
Ain't no shame in my game.
And he said he want the woman who pegs people.
So you're okay. It was 2 requirements he has. You're down with both.
Yeah.
So you're down with ass eating and pegging.
Oh, she said pegging?
Yeah.
Oh no, ass eating. That's a part of sex. That's a part of sex. I mean, listen, we all grown here.
Pause.
Just
Pause.
What?
I said pause. No Diddy. I got some serious questions for brothers that's into that, man. Like, either one of those is like, that's a no-go for the Lex.
He said she ain't going unless you letting her peg. She said, that's it. That's her red line. So he like pegging. He just don't want to admit it. That's the
No,
deal.
he cleaned it up, but it's still kind of iffy. He cleaned it up, but he walking on thin ice right now.
Yeah, he on thin
Let's
ice. He
see.
still no pegging.
I bet he come around. Hold on.
In my game, we all grown.
She said pegging too.
I ain't hear that part.
That was the only part she said out loud was the pegging. The eating was like this side note. The pegging was the big deal. What he talking about? He didn't hear that. Come on.
I caught half of that, but listen, but I'm down whatever.
Okay. Well, I already knew she was gonna be a highly sought after woman. I knew it in the interview that she would be a highly sought after woman.
And she's not on your app either.
No, she is. Let me see. I think. Well, here's the deal. I think she got overwhelmed with the response.
Yeah.
I pay for your app too, and I can't find her.
He been looking for her. He know he like that pegging.
You know what it is?
What?
She's low hanging fruit. She's a fairly good looking girl for the most part.
Yeah.
She's low hanging fruit too. The way she presented herself and was like she ain't looking for nothing serious, whatever. Right. But you know, again, like Black America say, this brother's skating on thin ice.
This one? What is he gonna go for the tagging? Let's see.
No, he just looking for her as a bust down. He just want to bust her down. That's all. And it's good to run across a freaky ass woman. I ain't gonna hold you. Women that just do anything. We in a movie theater or in the bathroom at a Burger King. You can't. You can't help but
beat that
love a
with a
woman
stick.
like that.
Right.
You can't help but love that.
The
movie theater, facts.
Boy.
Shanaz, you better make your profile, girl. Make your profile because they looking for you.
But what's her Instagram?
I can't give you her Instagram.
Well, then that tells me you ain't really looking for no serious relationship. So well, why you come on here? He just came on here so she could see him and then contact him. He ain't looking for nothing serious.
You come on this
he lying.
platform, you got to be on the app.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. That's the whole point. But I actually don't know her. I actually do not know her Instagram. But she might be watching. So Shanaz, make your profile so he could reach out to you because he is on the app just for you, girl.
Yeah, and you're right about that, just for her.
Woo! Call me back just for her.
Yeah. That's why.
You see how women can think you giving out relationship dick and you really ain't.
But you have to be sure because she made it very clear. Both things.
Okay.
Okay. Y'all hear that, right? Y'all heard that. He said okay, which means he's down for the pegging. Wow.
Maybe okay. Well, we can continue.
But then again, I ain't surprised at nothing. The shit he did, so I ain't surprised at nothing.
Rashawn,
he said okay. Yes, he did say okay.
What's your last relationship, child?
About a year ago, about two. I don't even fucking know. About a year and a half ago.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
You asked last time I was on the show. That was about 3 weeks ago.
So this time 3 weeks ago too?
Yeah.
It's the same person. The same person.
So when's the last time you called me? Like a year ago?
Nah. I was on your show about 3 weeks ago.
You called me 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I was on Instagram. Yeah. On Instagram.
We got to the point where I asked you when's the last time you slept with somebody?
Yeah. It was the same person. It was the same person, yes.
I don't get.
Is he slow? The fuck? Is he slow? What?
Get it?
No, what I'm trying to get from the time that you asked me, I ain't do it since then.
You haven't did it since then.
Why are we going over his sex life? Don't nobody want to see him sex. Don't nobody want to imagine him having no sex. Yes. Come on.
Okay. So 3 weeks ago was the answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you called me 3 weeks ago, you had just slept with somebody?
Yes.
Got you. Okay. Rashad, 3 flaws you have to work on.
Pegging lover.
Be more attentive. Be more attentive. Be I got no flaws. I mean, I got one. I gotta be more attentive. I mean, because I'm like nonchalant. You know what I mean? Nonchalant. When people talk to me, I just be looking at them, you know, and say, yeah.
You're slow. That's what's wrong.
That's, you know. So I gotta be more attentive. That's all.
More attentive. Okay. All right. And why would a woman? So you only have one flaw.
Yeah, one flaw.
So you know what I say when people only say they have one flaw, that means they're not self-aware on ways that they can improve.
Yes, he's a ninja. He's a booty warrior. Yes. He's trying to play low key, but he really won.
I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I probably got more flaws, but I don't know if, you know.
You don't know of them.
No, I don't. I mean, let me see. More attentive. I mean, more aware. No, I don't have no flaws. I mean, I probably do.
Why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
Oh, be lucky to be with me? Well, I'm good looking, outgoing, smart, respectful, honest. You know, that's it.
We have some paid questions for you.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Hey, Ree.
That's from Office Jams. I think that's because
They think
he said he wanted Shanez and
yeah.
She's open to pegging. So they sent you the flags.
What is flag? What that mean?
You ain't
that you're gay.
Okay. That don't bother me. I'm not.
Okay.
And
he's not gay.
Yeah, go ahead.
He's not gay. Okay. Danielle says, with 3 kids and 3 baby mamas, he better be swiping grateful, not picky. Sir, you come with more baggage than Spirit Airlines.
But she said, hold on. She said, first of all, I don't have, I'm asking a question. I don't have no baby mama drama at all. And I got my own little business. I live alone. You know, I got 2 houses, 4 cars. I mean, I'm good. I'm good. I'm not bragging about it, but I'm good. I mean, I don't have no drama at all. Everybody get along. I take care of my kids, and that's it. And there's no drama over here.
No drama over here. Okay. No, she talking about he ain't got no drama.
You got
nope, I got no drama over here.
The goofy guy.
All right. Well, since you on the app, is your name Stutter Butter on the app?
I don't know what's going on with this. Too hot. Did you hear that? Yeah, he got 2 houses. So what? He got 2 houses. I have 2 houses in Europe.
See, I told you, men live differently, HQ. Men live differently than women.
Oh Lord, he passed out.
Your outfit?
Well, we gonna skip over him because we already know he a booty bandit. He trying to pretend like he ain't no booty bandit, but he is. We finna get to the main issue. The main dish is this dude right here.
Okay. You ready? Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure you was a human. We good. We'll get to the Kendra Cam. Okay, I like your fit. You was ready for the holiday.
Most definitely.
Okay, most definitely. Most definitely. All right. Bird, where you calling me from?
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Fayetteville.
2-6.
How old are you? Huh?
From the 2-6.
From the 2-6. Okay. How old are you, Bird?
I'm 32 years old.
Stay in the light. You gotta stay in the light, Bird.
His name is Bird.
32. What you do for a living?
I work part-time at Coca-Cola, and I do logistics at Wayne's Farms.
And you do logistics where?
At Wayne's Farms.
I don't know what that is.
It's a plant. It's a chicken plant.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wait a minute. See, I gotta ask this question. Who do you expect to attract with all of that that's going on right here? Who do you expect to attract when you ain't?
He's 30. He's 32. HQ. Young women like stuff like that. I promise you. I got 7 daughters. Younger women like young men that look like this.
Ain't no order to it.
You have any kids?
No kids.
No
No
kids.
kids. Okay. Bird, Fayetteville, North Carolina, 32. What's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn, big Capricorn.
Big Capricorn. Don't play with it.
I
You
have
ever
a
been married?
dream. You said what?
Ever been married?
Nah, no marriage.
Yeah, he 32. He look. That's a hard 32 right there.
No marriage. All right, so we got Bird, Fayetteville, North Carolina, 32 Capricorn. Works in logistics, part-time at Coca-Cola. No kids, never married. What kind of woman you looking for, Bird?
Shit, a strong one like me.
Mm-hmm.
She gotta be strong like you.
Gotta be strong, man. Can't be weak out here in America, man. You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have that struggle with you.
Gotta struggle with you. Okay.
All right.
What are your deal breakers?
The deal breakers. Shit. It depends, man. I don't know. Like I don't know.
It's like it's like software.
He's a
crashing.
moron. Yeah, he's a moron. He's an idiot.
What's going on?
So I don't know no deal breakers like that for real. Like I kind of like to go with the flow for real. But I'll let you know if it's something I ain't feeling.
This is why I stay away from the South. I hate Southern men and women. To me, just seem, and I'm not the smartest person, but they seem so slow. So it's horrible.
What the hell is going on, Black America? Goddamn, what's going on, boy? Just listen. I don't even have to do no critique of it. Just listen to it. Just listen.
You let them know as y'all go along.
Yeah, I'm more like I'll let you know as we go along. You know.
Okay. Let you know as you go along. Okay.
You go along.
Should she look a certain way?
Yes. I mean, of course, like she got to be beautiful, of course, you know, pretty teeth, pretty smile.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it, man. Once you got a good appearance, good.
Okay, Gucci. All right. Should she make a certain amount of money?
Yeah.
I mean, at least over 50,000 a year.
Okay. Or 50K a year. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Let's do the Kendra Cam. You kind of did it in the beginning.
Yeah, he already did it.
You said what now?
The Kendra Cam. That's when you stand up and we see your full body.
Oh.
Okay, we see you.
He remind me of Kadeem Hardison. When Kadeem was he remind me of him.
Ooh.
I gotta do a 362.
362.
Any man that swing around is funny. Now you swing around and show us your ass, you funny.
Ooh. Don't play with it.
Hey, don't be hyping me up now. Don't hype me up now.
You're 6'2" in height?
6 even.
6 even. Okay.
Yeah.
Bird, when was your last relationship?
The socks killing me too, Tia. The socks is killing me too. And he didn't even roll them up so they could be straight. He just pulled them on and they got lumps in them and shit.
Shit, about 2 years ago.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask, when's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Shit, about 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. Okay. 3 flaws you have to work 3 weeks ago. What's up with that woman?
Shit, she just didn't like my how I move, the attention that I get.
How was you moving?
Shit, like a bachelor.
Like a
Was y'all in a
what?
relationship?
No, no relationship.
Do you
I
want
guess
one?
I guess she wanted one, but I guess I guess they ain't look right to her, so she had to cut it short.
What?
So when you calling me tonight, you still want to be a bachelor or you want to find someone?
Is she out there?
Is she out there?
If she out there somewhere, hey, come get me out these streets.
Yeah, talk to the woman that can get you up the street. Give your PSA announcement.
Uh-oh.
Look, public service announcement. If you was out there and you been looking for me, I'm right here, baby. I'm right here. All you gotta do is just let me know where you at.
Well, I thought
I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at right now. I don't even know what I'm looking at. What? Did you?
the man's supposed to find the woman.
Yeah. What?
Nah, they say if you keep looking for something, you ain't gonna find it. So it's like you gotta let it come to you now. So you gonna keep if I keep looking, I'm gonna just keep finding the same thing, you know. So it's best for them to just go and come to me.
Just go on, come to him.
What is he talking about? And why is he all the way the hell off? This is a bad presentation. A bad presentation.
No, HQ. This is what the women are asking for now. They're asking for men with beards. They're asking for men with twisty hair and dreads and things of that nature. Lil Wayne and all of these football players. Look at all of these football players, these young guys coming in with all these twist hair. And you older women were asking for the full beards. That's what these young and middle age type guys. That's what they're going for now. This is their look. It's a different era. It doesn't have anything to do with us anymore. HQ. We're old. So they look like bums to us, but to regular people, I guess they look like decent human beings.
This right here is a bad this right here is a bad presentation. It's bad because I just can't put my finger on it. I just can't put my finger on it. It's just a bad presentation. That is it.
He looked like the burnt piece of chicken with hair to me. It's crazy.
And he said I was out in these streets and she just couldn't put up with me being single, acting single. And then he sounded like he was regretful that she threw him away. What's going on with that? Would you get back with her? I mean, he made it sound like he was regretting what he was doing instead of being out there.
I barely could understand the things that are coming out of his mouth.
Hey, I was trying. I'm trying. I'm interpreting the way I heard it. I hope that's what I heard. I don't get it. No, this is not a good representation. The beard, the hair, the clothes, how you outside in the hot weather with a t-shirt. Let me stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bird.
And he worked part-time. He don't work full-time. He worked part-time.
He worked part-time at one place and full-time at another place.
Which means he definitely don't make no money.
You give me your 3 flaws?
My 3 flaws, like
3 things
about a woman.
About a woman.
My 3 flaws about a woman.
No, 3 things you gotta become better at.
Shit. Let's see. What can I become better at?
He said, what?
I don't know what I can become better at. I think I'm good at everything.
He good at everything.
You good at everything.
I feel like I'm good at everything.
He good
like,
at everything.
If I can make you smile without even me doing something, that's enough right there.
Right.
But you know, it ain't nothing with me. I can go beyond. I go far and beyond for her, but she gotta bring that energy back.
Look,
but she can't bring it back. You know, we'll work it out.
I don't understand how you expect to get a date, how you expect to meet. You want to wait a minute. Ain't this what y'all say? Put your best foot forward so you can get the best candidate that comes up. Ain't that what we say? Why people walking on here looking like this?
It's for a reason, I think.
Because I think he high as a kite. That's what I think. But I mean,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he loaded too, HQ. He sound like he hired to rappers.
Right. I mean, maybe he may mean well, and maybe that's just his demeanor, the way he presents himself. But this is a bad presentation if he's looking for a girlfriend or a wife or whatever.
Not really.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. And thanks for having me on, HQ. I really appreciate it. I was listening. I was just so entertained by this show, and you're doing such a great job at reacting to these clips, HQ. I just want to throw that out there. But I think, honestly, I think you guys got this all wrong. Like, yeah, what Black America was saying earlier, how it's like sometimes Black people from the South seem slow. I get that. I do have that same opinion. They're actually not slow though. It's just like a cadence thing with how they, with body language and how they inflect their voice when they speak. But they're actually not slow. But I get how they seem like that. This guy's a damn genius.
Huh? What?
Everything he's doing is purposeful.
How so?
Like
I told you, HQ. I told you, HQ. Young women love men like this. They love guys like this.
And he know that. And like this guy is like low key. Like he should be like what he's doing should be documented. It should be studied. Because you know how he's like all aloof about things. Oh, my deal breakers. I'd rather just tell them as it goes on. You know what I'm saying? I'll let them know when it happens, type shit. A lot of women around his age demographic, especially from his area, right? They don't like, and it's kind of a reflection upon a lot of women today. Like they don't like a man who's assertive about what he wants, right? Like he knows his value. I don't date women in this position. I don't date women here. You know, I believe that she's a reflection of me when we go out in public. You know what I'm saying? So I might correct her on what she's wearing before we leave the house. And women don't like, for the most part, not all women, but for the most part, our experience is that they don't like structure. So once you start projecting the actual structure in your life you have as a man, right? That's taken mistakenly as toxicity, toxic masculinity, or control or narcissism. So what he's trying to do, he's trying to widen his pool of people who's going to be in his DMs. And he's aware of the information I just told you. So he's going to shoot himself in the foot if he starts actually sharing what he likes and he doesn't like. You know, this guy seems chill. I can basically do whatever around him. He seems relaxed and da-da-da-da-da. And then he used that keyword struggle, right? And I know that, it's like a pejorative for Black people to say struggle love. Black women don't want struggle love. But unfortunately, that's kind of how a lot of Black women identify Black men, by the struggle, right? Like, what's the thing that Black women always say? I don't see myself dating outside my race because, or a Black man dating outside his race because, they're not going to identify with our history. And when they say history, they're talking about struggle. So he's speaking to a particular demographic and a particular audience, but he's doing it in such a nonchalant, subliminal way that you can't underestimate, his sort of tactic here. And it's just so wild. And it's, what I'm saying? Like the way he's dressed, his locks, the way they are, everything. It's all an act to draw them in. And this is the last thing I'll say. You gotta understand HQ too. It's really a poor reflection of his thought process, or most men's thought process, on what women find attractive. He essentially, if you really boggle it all down, he's downgrading himself.
Find it attractive though. but they find it attractive though. So
Yeah,
anything to get a woman, that's what men are going to do. This is what
right,
young women find attractive. So he's doing what he can to get women.
right.
I don't like it. I don't like it
Me
because it's
neither.
a bad representation of us as men, right? It's a bad
Black men.
representation of us as, yes, that's what I'm saying, us as men. But this is what our women like in our culture. Once
Mm,
again, HQ, not us because we're older, but the
right.
young. Once again, I got 7 daughters. And this is the type of thing that I have to shield the ones that's not married. This is the type of thing I have to shield them from.
Mm, okay. Okay. I
And,
never thought.
and you know what? I apologize. Excuse. I'm sorry if I was going over. If I was going
Oh,
on a rant. My bad.
no. I hadn't thought of it that way. So we had to think of it that way. I just had to think of it that way. What do you have to say, Triple? Triple, you there? Or Ty?
Hey HQ, how you doing today? Happy holidays, everybody on the
Hey
panel.
Ty. Hey Ty. What do you think of the guy?
Black America and Dark Lake, respectfully, both of y'all just overcomplicated this man so much. It's ridiculous. This nigga is just a nigga from the fucking hood. He ain't calculated. He ain't doing this shit on purpose. He ain't trying to put no front, no act. He ain't purposely portraying this. This is just nug from around the fucking way that work at the chicken coop. He don't have no thought process. He likes that outfit. He a little tacky, like a lot of people from the south can be, and he's just being himself. He's just a nigga from around the way,
Can I ask
being
you a
himself.
question?
Get
Can
it,
I ask
Ty.
you a question?
Yes,
Can I
sir.
ask you something?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say you're right. Right. Let's say you're
Hmm.
right. Do you say he's the nug, he's the nigga, from the south, da da da. He ain't putting on the front, nothing like that. Okay, I might accept that. Is
Hmm.
it true though that that's what most women gravitate toward?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer that in two parts. One, yes. Two, people outside of that demographic
Mm-hmm.
don't understand it and they overcomplicate it because you are in awe of how Nug could get so much coochie. I'm Nug. I am Nug from the fucking hood. It just comes with growing up in the ghetto. That
Mm,
is
Okay,
nothing
so
to overcomplicate or to think or nothing. It's just being hood, being a little tough, and growing up in that environment and being sexually charged because that's what broke people do is hump. You just know how to. Ain't no like he looks dusty, but he gonna attract the chicks he's used to attracting. They
mm-hmm.
will hit him up. A bunch of
okay, and
Nakishas.
okay, and you know what? And maybe that's a good fair point, right? But it
Hmm.
still doesn't. It still substantiates our point though. That
Yeah,
essentially,
but
right? Wait. You just said
mhm.
that he's trying to attract the woman he's usually trying to attract. Now, the
No, no,
woman he
no, no,
usually
no, no, no. He's not trying to do
no,
anything.
yeah, that's what I meant.
He's
Like
just do. This
he's
is just him.
but he's not an idiot though. He still has a sense of
Hmm.
this will attract this type of woman that I'm used to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so
His
what I
translation
so
to that is the hoes gonna love this.
right. So let
Hmm.
me ask you, right? You said
Hmm.
the hoes gonna love this, and he knows that. He's conscious of that. That's my point, right?
Yep.
So the hoes who love that, right? It's fair to say that men who represent the opposite of how he's representing himself, the men who have like some sort of affluency about themselves, won't attract the same hoes, right?
You can because the at
Yeah.
the bottom line of this of what we looking at on screen, the very bottom line, the foundation of that is just confidence and bravado, and that's going to attract women from all different calibers. So you don't have to be nug to get women.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
No,
being
you
I,
don't
nug
have
nug.
to be,
I gotta
but it's
jump.
not just a
I
matter
gotta
of
jump in.
confidence.
Go
I
I
ahead,
gotta
go
gotta,
give
ahead.
I
Black
gotta,
America on this one.
I gotta jump in from one of the original Nug Nugs. I'm talking about since when Nug Nuggin was real Nug Nuggin. NWA, a 1980s Nug Nug.
Nug
Okay,
nugs for life.
yeah, Nug Nugs for life. So
Nugs with attitude. Okay.
With attitude, right, Ty?
right, right. So Ty, I understand what you're saying, but as you grow and progress, like I said, I didn't know I was short until I stopped being in the streets, right?
Hmm.
I didn't know that I was short until I stopped gang banging and selling dope, right? And then, you know, women would ask me, why don't you do this anymore? Right? Shit that was detrimental not only to me but to everybody around me. Why don't you do this anymore? So I completely understand what you're saying and the type of women that brings. But I tell you what, even if I had a Benz, bro, I never pulled up on a doctor or a school teacher or no chick like that and could knock her. You see what I mean? I never knocked a lawyer. I never
But
knocked a lawyer because I had a 380 SL with a convertible hardtop
but I
long
would
time
I
ago in the 80s.
I
Oh,
would
get
say
him,
that
get him.
that's case by case basis because I know nug that's cracking influential women that's doctors and lawyers and stuff that it does happen, but that you got to be a particular type of nug. When I was down bad, I was still able to, the nurse practitioners and chicks in law school, because of what they're attracted to initially, they don't know what you really got going on, and it's all about how you play your hand. You might not have the best hand, but if you can still get you 3 4 books with a hand that another man would be like, no, we gotta call this is over, I only got 1 book. I might be able to get 3 books out of that hand because I know how to play
What,
my
what part?
cards better.
What part of the country are you in? If you don't mind me asking.
Detroit, baby, the Motor City, greatest
Okay,
city in the
so
world.
so every
But
woman there got bullet wounds, right?
no,
Like
no, no,
no,
no. We
like
not no.
like it. Listen. Detroit is the only state I've ever been. The only city I ever got robbed in, right? So
Yeah,
I'm a Detroit hater on that. But as
goddamn.
far as it goes, as far as it goes with women, bro, y'all. I keep telling y'all, man, y'all gotta go to the coastal cities. Go to
So
the West Coast.
hold on. Black America. I lived in Rialto and Rancho Cucamonga for like 5 years. I still got people out there. I go out there every single year in the spring to go visit my people. I lived out. I had my first
So you know
apartment.
the
My
difference of the quality of woman, though, right?
my first apartment I had on my own was in San Bernardino. I moved to Houston when I was 17. So I've lived in Indiana, I lived in Chicago, Rialto and Houston I'll be 34 in a couple, 35 in a couple weeks. So I know that there is different, and then Detroit women are ghetto, but Detroit surrounding suburbs, we got a lot of black suburbs. Beautiful. All them chicks is nurses, uh,
Facts, facts.
lawyers,
Everybody,
Farmington Hills.
panel. Everybody, please hit the like button. Hit the like button coming in. Super chat's great. Cash apps are welcome. Hit the like button coming in, please and thank you. I only see 18 likes. It's 30 people in here. I need 12 likes. Come on, hit the like button, please and thank you. Thank
Hit
you,
Let's get
everyone.
the likes up, guys.
hit the
Supporting the
like button. Send HQ
and we
money.
don't do
HQ
nothing
don't do
else.
this
We
for
need them
free.
likes. We need
We
them
don't.
likes. We don't do nothing else.
HQ don't do this shit for free.
Hey, I
Y'all,
get it. Hey, bro, I get what you're saying. That like, that's he's just being himself. But I think it's sort of disingenuous to imply that it's also not a tactic pertaining to what he knows a particular demographic of women likes. I
I
mean, is that fair?
right?
No, because I can honestly say, looking at him, like I think that people who, when we watch from the outside looking in, we always watch and we add a lot of our own context and our own thoughts because we're thinking from our logic of how we would maneuver and how we would use that man's tools. Like we're looking at him like, oh yeah, he's doing like it's just an overcomplication of, because this kind of dude, this the type of dude that you will see walking to the liquor store when he get off of this call, he gonna walk to the damn liquor store, grab some backwoods, probably a pint, maybe a fifth, and go on about his day. Like I see this too much to give that credit because he ain't saying nothing that even speaks to that type of logic. And to speak to what Black
Okay,
America is saying, yes, I understand what you mean. Women everywhere is different. The black suburbs of Detroit has beautiful, high quality. uh, Detroit is a get money state city. You will get robbed around this motherfucker if you're an outsider because we can smell it on you. But we get money around this motherfucker, bro. And the women do too, the men do too. The chicks is bad. It ain't all stab wounds. Like you in the wrong hood if you seeing all of that. Like we got some
Okay, just
fine, gorgeous.
yeah, just one last question. I'm sorry, just
Go
one
ahead.
last
My
question,
bad. My
and then I'm
bad.
done. No, no, one last question, then I'm done. Right? Is it fair to say that the Kendra G dating show is a predominantly black dating show?
Of course.
Okay, so I'm referencing his consciousness as to him projecting a presentation for a particular desired outcome of a
Hmm.
particular desired woman. So, are there white and Hispanic and Asian people who also have dating shows on YouTube?
Not that I'm aware of.
Well, yeah, they do. There's a lot of them, and a
Okay.
lot of them have a bigger, wider audiences than Kendra G. Why
Okay.
he chose to go to Kendra G, and that's for a reason.
Yeah, I never heard
You
of.
talking about the whatever podcast or something? Which one are you
No,
referring
no,
to?
no, no. I'm just talking. No, no. I'm
No,
just
he's
talking
talking about
about.
a dating show.
I'm talking
Dating
about
I
show.
dating shows,
this
just
this
like
the
Kendra G,
only.
where they go on and they present themselves like the people do on Kendra G show for love. Other races of people have the same type of format on YouTube as Kendra G.
I
But what
never
I'm saying
seen
is that
that. I've
he,
only seen Pop the Balloons and Kendra G. I don't know nothing about all of that. But
Well,
again,
well, that's
that's
all I'm
because
saying
we
is that
black.
yeah, but
what
that's what I'm saying is that he knows that it's a predominantly black
see
audience.
again, you're
So
projecting you're projecting way too much into what you think he's doing because you probably don't know him. I know 100 of him. He's not calculated at all. He say, Kendra G, that's where the hose is at. I'm finna go in here and give me some hose. He didn't dress for the occasion. That's what he wore that day, because that's what he had on that day. Like,
oh
I
man, I have to respectfully disagree, but I get what you're saying. I just gotta
but you're
disagree with it.
looking from the outside though. I'm telling you from the perspective of the belly of the beast, what is going on.
I'll give you that. I'll give you
And when
that. You
we
know,
observe,
you
just
know
like
about that word.
scientists,
So
when you observe from the outside, you have way more you're gonna have way more thought. You're gonna overcomplicate. You're gonna add all these different forms of logic because you're looking at it from your perspective. So you don't understand his perspective of life. You're looking at it like if you was to do this, you're looking at it like, okay, I could do my hair like that, I could dress like that, and I could go on Kendra G and I could get the same chicks that uh
yeah,
he's
that's
trying to
not fair.
attract,
That's not
but
fair because here's the
you
thing.
wouldn't
No,
though
no,
because you
that's not fair because
you
no,
would
that's
not
not
look
fair.
like he's
No,
naturally in his element. You
but see,
won't
that's not
cause
fair though
but
because I'm
to
still wait,
other
one sec, one sec.
people. Hmm.
I'm still a man, right? And I still go
Right,
out and fuck. I still go out and fuck. So
right.
it don't matter. And a part of what you're saying, I think, is right. It's a cultural thing. Like I'm not a part of that culture. I get you, but I'm still a man, just like him. And I still go
Right.
out here and I get. And wait, and I still go out here and I get laid, bro.
That's
So I
salute.
know that there is a level of strategy that's used, no matter what kind of man you are, no matter how slow you are. You're still using
No,
strategy to.
I'm not calling him slow. I'm just saying that he's not you guys are overcomplicating that strategy of what you think it is.
I'll give you that. I'll give you
that's
that. I mean,
where yeah, I'm not calling him slow. I'm not trying to slight you because I don't I this is my first time interacting with you. So there's no disrespect. I'm not trying to slight you at all. We all
no,
got
no, I didn't think
different
you were.
we
I
all
didn't think
got
you were trying to
different
slide me.
we all got different backgrounds. Black America, Poppy Blanco, Triple X, like we all got our own strategies that's usually cultivated for how we started getting women young and how we
Right.
don't get women and we adjust our game. But
Oh, and
coming from a nug nug based mentality, you get bitches young. So you just do you, and that's you can see that. Like if you was to try to imitate what he's doing, his white t-shirt ain't even ironed. You will have your hair needled in that. You will have a liner. You would just you would you get what I'm saying? It's little things. His socks.
Hey, and shout out to, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
Shout out to Blanco. I wasn't looking at my screen. I knew he was on the panel. What's good, Blanco?
Yeah.
I'm gonna land my plane there. HQ. I need to smoke your boots about the big
Yo,
beautiful
yo.
bill. I want to wait until you done with the Kendra G shit. But I got some good smoke for you. I'm gonna let
Okay.
everybody else get it in. I'm gonna step down for a second. Then I'm gonna jump
Okay.
back up in a couple minutes. Salute to
Okay.
everybody. Peace, peace.
Salute,
Happy
bro.
Fourth
It was a good
weekend.
conversation, bro. It was good. It was
Yes,
good.
sir. Good to meet you, brother. Good to meet you.
Respect.
Poppy Blanco, what you got to say on this hood person from the whole well, maybe you ain't even seen this guy. I don't know. Hold
It's
on.
in like 3 minutes. First, how is everybody doing, man?
Good, bro.
Good, good, man. I hope you're having a good Saturday.
Yeah.
HQ, I don't know what's going on with you, but I see you over there makeup up. I don't know who you're trying to look sexy for. Uh,
What's up, Poppy?
you're trying to. What's good,
Who's speaking?
family? You're trying to impress some. You're trying to
No,
impress somebody over here. It better be me. It better be me. It
who's
better
speaking
be
for
me.
the Nug Nug? Who's speaking for the Nug Nugs and Nug Nugs? This is the Nug Nug right here. He's a Nug
Okay,
Nug.
I am because usually they call me quote
Uh,
unquote a Pookie and a Ray Ray every now and then on these YouTube panels,
okay.
and that's what I always ask people. What is a Pookie and Ray Ray? Because I'm assuming that Pookie would be like the crackhead from New Jack City, which is broken and a junkie. I never did hard drugs. I
No, you
sold it, but I never did them. Right?
gotta ask Black. You
And
gotta ask Black America. I ain't sure. I
yeah,
always have a different definition.
so no, I got different definition already, right? Because
Exactly.
they say, oh, it's somebody that is broke. I'm like, well, I'm way far, I'm too far from it. Like I'm very far from broke. You see what I'm saying? I'm nowhere
Mhm.
near broke, right?
Okay.
So, and the only excuse that they got to call me Pookie and Ray Ray is because the way I live my life. I got multiple women.
Hmm.
I'm always got a bunch of bras. You see what I'm saying? I guess I got a baby mom. So I guess that qualified for that.
Right.
But they don't got nothing else to go on. So I came up with a conclusion. This is what happened. Because only on these panels, people go out of the, and this is a man thing, because bros don't talk like this. But
Okay.
men go out of their way to talk about the Pookie and Ray Ray.
Hmm.
And I figured out why. Because Pookie and Ray Ray is a direct track to get their women. Usually, a guy that is a Pookie and a Ray Ray is gonna be more equipped to get whatever girls that he wants. Because
Mm.
I think Pro said it the best. The Pookie and Ray Ray have been getting women for a long time, so he always going to adjust. He's gonna have charisma. You see, 100% no, but most of them will. You're gonna have charisma. You're gonna have character. You're gonna have charming. You're gonna have some mystique about him. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's exactly what is going to be. So women, for the most part, is attracted not necessarily because this man is a Pookie and Ray Ray, but because this man got a little danger about him, type too, right? He probably
Right.
doing some wild shit. I mean, I used to gangbang. I used to sell mattress, but I'm clean nowadays. I don't do none of that shit. I'm
Right.
good. I got my business. I'm doing good, right? So
Right.
in every room that I go, it doesn't matter if I go to the projects or when I used to go with the mother of my kids to those goddamn events, like how do you call those? One of her boss was trying to run for major. No, I told you before, my girl is a lawyer,
Oh, okay.
so I have to
Okay.
go to a few of those events, right?
Right.
It doesn't matter because I was willing to be able to attract women on those areas too. So it doesn't matter. So here's the thing. I figured out why they talk about the Pookie and Ray, because when the Pookie and Ray clean up and he's smart, now the entire country becomes available for him when it comes to women.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Usually the Pookie and Ray stick to the neighborhood shit. I'm
Right.
bigger than the neighborhood. I'm smart enough to go past that, and I'm smart enough to talk about anything.
Right. Right. Cause he's able to navigate all those worlds. If he's a smart
Yes.
nug, he's able to navigate all of those worlds. And you mean regular men are intimidated by this nug, you say? If he's a smart
It
nug.
gotta be. It gotta be because for some reason, like the quote unquote Pookie and Ray Ray, don't be talking about the guy. Because think about it. People jump over here and start talking about how well they doing. They're making a lot of money, right?
Mhm.
They are 6 feet because that's the shit they be talking about. 6 feet, 6 inches. What's the other six? 6 feet tall and the 6 figure, right? So
Yeah,
by so if you got all of this, if you got all of this shit going on, why do you care about some hood nigga? That should even become like it shouldn't be in your mind.
right.
The hood nigga ain't worried about the quote unquote guy that is doing well. How they call it, high value man. And now if the hood niggas worry about him, oh, he gonna rob him. He gonna rob him if he start worrying about him.
So you saying even with the man that's 6'6", still he's over there concerned about nug. Even when nug walking the door looking like damn it, I'll bite you, he's still concerned about nug.
That's what I
So
think on
so
YouTube.
so Poppy, what I'm saying is it makes us, when I look down on you guys as younger gentlemen and me being an older man, and I work with a lot of white people now, right? I like do business with a lot of white people. I don't work with any of them, but I do business with them. And I'll tell you real quick. So me and my business partner, we pulled up in his G wagon to a business meeting, and one of the white guys pulled us to the side and said, "Hey, yo, like, please don't ever bring that vehicle over here to deal with these rednecks again, right? Because they don't want to see niggas do good. Me, I want to see niggas do good. I want to see young men do
Me too.
well. And and when I see young men like that, it is a bad perception on how we look as men, as businessmen, as moving forward. You know why? Because they always want to see us doing bad. They want to see us in a car with 4 different hubcaps. They're not used to seeing us in a G wagon. You know what I mean? They're not used to seeing us in the BMW Alpina. So when they do see us in things like that, they get upset because they don't think we should have those things, brother. So when I see young men, yes, I get on their ass because I want to see young men do well. I want to see them looking good. I want to see them sharp. You see what I'm saying? So it's not,
I
man, you,
understand.
you come take one of these, bro.
I
Yeah, you
understand
come
Black
take one of
America.
these,
I
bro.
understand. I understand. Black America. I understand everything you're saying, bro. Like you're not wrong at all, right? But listen, one thing you gotta understand, bro, is that no everybody gonna make it. You see what I'm saying? You can talk to a motherfucker all you want to, fam. But if you don't got that desire in you, bro, it doesn't matter, fam. You see what I'm saying? That's if you don't got that desire in you to get to the next level, bro. And listen, I had the same desire whether I was doing the illegal thing or the legal thing. You know why though? Because I care is bigger than me. You know what I mean? I enjoy taking care of me, of course. I like to get the best things in life. But most important, I take pride on taking care of my mom and my kids and whoever in my immediate families and my friends. You see what I'm saying? Whatever they need. I take pride of that. You see what I'm saying? But that ain't something you can teach Black America. That's something that gotta be in you.
Right.
Yeah, it's gotta be in you.
Yep,
Yeah.
I
For sure,
agree.
for sure, for
I
sure.
agree 100%.
Yeah. Let me jump in for a quick second. I'm gonna let Aaron get it because I see he just came up. I look at it like this, HQ. Old Dog from Menace to Society or James Bond. Two polar opposites. They both could clean up when it comes to women. You know what I'm saying? They both in the opposite spectrum though. But they could get a lot of the same chicks. You know? It may be some chicks on the extreme on both sides that might not want to deal with either or, but most of those guys could get both chicks. They both confident guys. They both over the top. It's just the execution of it is a lot different.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think ultimately these brothers are making a lot of good points up here about that. And like he said, these guys start early. You know, and you jumping off the porch when you like 13, 14 years old. You know, I was around it. You know, it's going to breed a different type of guy, man. When you get about 16, 17, 18, you're going to be just like pulling.
Right.
You know? For sure. I can see the floor though.
Aaron, hello. Aaron, you there?
Probably on mute.
Oh,
But listen, and HQ, listen, and I know people was killing me when I say this before, but I stand up on it 100%. Yo, I was like, yo, everybody know who Jay Prince is, right?
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, I was like, yo, if I buy Jay Prince some good ass clothes and I put that nigga Jay Prince in a job fair or like in a job environment where it's like quote unquote good women that is like a college graduate, I promise you Jay Prince will get a lot of those women. And people say that I was crazy. I was like, no, Jay Prince is a talker. That nigga is dark. He talk a lot of shit. He will charm his way into those women's pussy, bro. All you have to do with Jay Prince is clean him up. If you clean him up, that nigga will clean out because he already. For some women, like not this 100%, but most women like this kind of like a little bit of danger factor in their man.
Right.
Because because that makes them feel like that man will go right for them, like that man will kill for them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just what it is. What do you think that movie, The Beauty and the Beast, is for?
Right.
Let's start from little. That start from little. Like when your little daughter is watching those little Disney movies, and you got something like Beauty and the Beast. Look at that big, ugly monster beast with that prettiest little princess. You see what I'm saying? Because it looks dangerous a little bit, he will protect it. It's the same thing go with the quote unquote Pookie and Rary, man, and that's why we will always win.
Yes, that is. I've always said that one thing. It's the edge factor. It has nothing to do with a man being 6'6". It has to do with that edge that person has, and they know how to talk. They have an edge. It's somewhat of a protector, even though they may or may not do that. It's just something about their persona that will get them. I'm not saying Jay Prince will. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Jay Prince. When Jay Prince get on a panel, I'm just listening, even though I know it's gonna be wild and nonsense. I'm still listening for the reaction of the other people because they don't know how to keep up with whatever he's talking about. Even though it just be something out of the ordinary, right? So I'm like, man, y'all don't even understand exactly what he's doing. He got command of the room, and y'all just sitting there listening to this person, right?
He can get you.
And HQ, to prove my point, HQ, Jay Prince don't talk to from what I know, seriously, with about 3 girls, they all college graduated with jobs and careers. You see what I'm saying?
Hey, he married what the hell is her name? He married Flora. I thought Flora was a lawyer. I thought that's what she was.
She's like studying to be like a paralegal, some shit like. But she's college like graduated, I guess.
Come on now. Flora is the bottom of the barrel woman, right? In any shape, form, or fashion. She's not cute. She's not shapely. She got what she could get in him. She can't get a Poppy Blanco. She can't ride in the spider with legs. You know what I mean? She can't get on the back of the chopper. It's just not happening. So I hear what you're saying, Poppy, but he has a tier of women. Like I said, I am a nut. And until I cleaned up my act, I couldn't get a tax return. You see what I mean? I couldn't get an account. I had to clean up my act and come out of that shit. And then I got into a different class of women. You see what I mean? So it's a complete different type of women.
Yeah, but your range of women. What Poppy Blanco is saying, you have the range of women as compared to a specific guy. Most men have a certain type; they stick within the range, and that's the range they're gonna get. A nug nug is what you're trying to say. Poppy Blanco is a nug nug is a little bit versatile. He gonna go for the hood chick, and he gonna go for the doctor, and he gonna be able to
He
pull them
he's
both.
he's gonna he's gonna go for him, but he's not gonna be. I hear what Poppy's saying, but I'm calling Cap. He's not gonna be able to ascertain. We
Mm,
if that's the case, when I was young, I would have had the little dark skinned chick from Total on my team. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I beat the Chiefs, but I couldn't hold on to it. You see what I
mm,
mean? So it's a huge difference of what you can get and what you can actually keep are two completely different things.
mm. That's Poppy Blanco can answer that better than me. But yeah.
When you say which part do you think was Cap? I'm sorry, I'm like doing like 20 things at the same time. I missed that part of
Yeah,
Black American.
yeah. No, I'm just saying the women that you can get and ascertain,
Yeah,
but actually keeping said woman. You're not as a street nug nug. No, I couldn't get the same type of frauds that I did later on in life. You see what I mean? Because you can't
yeah.
keep those type of women. You see what I mean? The one
No, I
that's
think
been down with me since I was a teenager, oh, she gonna lean out the window and lick shots at you. You see what I mean? But the ones that came after her, they are more astute. And not saying that she went to LSU, when we got older. But I'm saying I couldn't get and keep those women if I stayed in that same mind frame in that same place and had plaits going, my hair was long and plaits going down my back and all of that shit. I couldn't get and keep those type of women in that stage of my life.
Okay, I
uh,
don't even know how to answer that because he said that's a you thing. Ty said that's a you thing. That's not every nug now. I
yeah.
couldn't
Can you
even.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's no entirely right or wrong. I think Black America he's probably speaking more probably what from the point of view that when he was outside on his younger day and he was doing the wild thing, he probably was just subjective to the area that he was on.
Hmm.
But for the most part, me and my people, we used to be all over the place. So I was always exposed to like different kind of women.
Hmm.
Yes, I don't fuck the project hoe. You know what I mean? I did that. She looks good. But guess what? All the time, all my girlfriend has been successful women. All of them.
Mm.
So
I don't
Poppy,
like a yeah.
Poppy, I just want to tell you, in the '90s, I was a firefighter. Okay, I'm talking about full
Right,
fledged firefighter. But I
right.
also ran through about 1,000 elbows a week. You see what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying. It's not that I wasn't in those same circles. I was in very good circles. But I'm talking about keeping the actual women that were in those circles.
So
You
why
see
couldn't
what I
you keep
mean?
them in there? Why couldn't you keep the women in that circle of Black America? What do you mean? Why couldn't you keep them? What was wrong?
Because be, be, because I was on my way to jail or hell, right? I was doing things that scared people. I was having shootouts in broad daylight at malls and shit like that. Like, so if you take a brawl with you that's not with that type on that type of time, they're not they don't understand it and they don't like it. You see what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
And nobody wants to stay around that type of person.
See,
Oh,
I
okay.
I ran up here real quick, and Poppy Blanco was saying exactly what I was about to say. it's a generational thing. Black America, Poppy, you probably in your 30s, right, bro?
Yes, sir. Mid 30s,
Yeah.
round the money.
Yep. Me too. 35. I'll be 35 in a couple weeks.
There
Chicks
you go.
our age and our age range, 25 to our age, those lawyers, pre-med, nurse practitioners, they gonna take Nug Nug and give him
Yes.
the keys and try to change him and try to put him in CDL school, and they just gonna be happy that they caught one. It's like a sport for them type of women. You feel me? Like they like, yeah, I got me a gangster ass nigga, and I'm about to make him settle down at home with me. And they
Mhm.
they be happy as hell, even if that's where the couch Negro really even like got popular as, because it's like you could drop Shorty off at work and go slang in her car all day. And she just happy that you there
Boom.
being productive. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of the hood dudes' retirement plans, because they don't have to, like Poppy hit it all on the nose. The door is wide open. Once you come from Nug Nug and you not a knuckle dragger, you get a little intelligence. You know how to move in certain rooms. You know how to talk to those women. You could still be Nug Nug, and she gonna be in love with you because you can master her world and yours. You ain't got to be about shit though.
Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Okay.
Yeah, that's 100% fact, bro. Black, yeah, Black America. I understand everything you say. Trust me, I was on the same type of timing, my nigga. Until the last time I went to jail, bro, and nigga, I was looking at 7, bro. 7 years, man. Thank God I had a couple dollars, bro. And it cost me. It cost me $27,000 to get out of there. You
Mm.
know what I mean? But still, I beat the case, bro. And I was like, man, I still continue fucking with the street, but then I quit, man. Once I started with my kids, I'm like, man, listen, man, I was getting too old. I didn't want to go sit down for 10 summers. I'm like, man, let me go get me something that produce a lot of money and get out the way, bro. Because the longer you stay, the easier they're gonna get you, bro. But it's like yeah, pro said it right, man. It just and I do you even one better, pro. Some then white girls, I'm not even into white girls, my nigga. Then white girls
Bro,
are three
what?
times even more.
What?
And
Oh
what?
my God.
Listen, I know a couple. Listen, I know a nigga that is so cold, right? This nigga like he meet a white bitch on Thursday. By Monday, he move in with her at her house, driving her car.
Mm.
By Tuesday, he's swiping her car. Me personally, bro, and I'm not saying that to glorify, nah, man, because to me, man, that's just that ain't my thing. A female gave me money, plenty of money before, but it just, you know what I mean? Like, nah, son, I need to get my own.
Yeah,
But it
because
just,
yeah, but the option is there. You already
yes,
know the option, bro. Them white girls will walk
ye-
down your jail time, take care of your
yes,
kids, pay your child support, and and and,
yes, bro.
and you have to
Like when
beat
I
them with a
was,
stick to get off of you.
yeah, like when I got locked up, nigga, like the mother of my kids, she had to, like, I told her, yo, I need you to do this, do this, do that. I need you to meet with my homie, man. You got to go pick up my money over here, over there. I had to get a lawyer. I had to pay homeboy 27 grand. You see,
Mm.
so, and yes, and this is why the mother of my kid was going to school, law school.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, bro.
You see, so the point is, bro, and this is what I always say this, bro. I know we jump on these panels and talk about money all day long. I honestly believe that most women, because women is the one that talk about this money shit, but most women do not care about money like they claim they do, bro. Because their life and their choices do not match up with all that money shit that they be talking about. They
Mhm.
it just don't. If
Mhm.
that was the case, if that was the case, it would be only like a million niggas just getting pregnant, just 20 million women. If that was the case, because
Right.
it's only a very few amount of men that are doing well out here.
Mm.
No,
Okay.
that's facts, man. Look, when I was down bad, bro, and straight hustling, fusing tools, and just how it be up and down when you in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit come and it go. You ain't never just going hard 12 months out the year. You gonna have your ups and your downs. And bro, I was down messing with a chick. She was I don't even know what her job title was, but she was like a damn therapist for court workers and police officers and shit. You feel me? Chick used to bring me
Yes.
food, but just
Yep.
Mhm.
surprise me with clothes, underclothes, and just anything I need. I'm in the trap with cuz I was young. This was like I was like early 20s. I was young. She was older than me too. She was older than me, and she was nice looking, and she was so professional, so smart. Got her had her own crib. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah, I
and,
love the
and
nurses, bro. I love being a
yeah,
nurse, bro.
yeah,
Oh
that's my
my God, that's
thing.
my favorite.
Yeah,
That's my
that's me.
favorite right
But
there.
I'm a truck driver. I always say truck drivers and nurses go together like glue, bro. I'm definitely yeah, them nurses, bro. They just got something about them, and they work a lot.
Yeah, they're working only 3 or 4 days a week, and they be having 3 days
Yeah,
off at least.
yeah. Then they get that
So
good
12-hour
weekend.
shift.
Yeah, yep,
Yep.
yep, yep. Yeah, nurses be fun and shit, bro. I fucked with a chick that was in the ER. She was a little. She was probably the more. She was in not what the fuck critical care unit. That shit was crazy.
Oh, oh, she was getting
Yeah,
paid, paid.
I see.
She was getting paid,
Boy,
paid.
boy, ICU. She did all of that shit. She back in school, and she said once she graduate this time, she'd be her title would be a doctorate.
Yeah,
Well, okay, go
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. I feel you, man. Trust me, man. But like the thing is that I we just talking, right? But because if I had to advise my young cousin, my nephews, and then I know saying go do that hood shit, man. Nah, ain't nothing cool in the hood. There is nothing but
Mm-hmm.
dope and bullets over there, bro. Just go
Mm-hmm.
take your ass somewhere, get a CDL. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Take your ass to if you want a degree, cool, but make it a degree that actually counts. That you're gonna make a lot of money out. You see what I'm saying? Trade school, whatever. They don't do no hood shit, man, because there is nothing but jail and bullies for you in there.
The streets is dead, bro. That shit dead.
Yeah,
That shit is dead. It was something different when in
yeah,
the early 2000s, maybe the 2010s. It was a nice run. 2012, 2015. Streets is
yeah,
dead. Streets is
yeah.
dead. It
They,
ain't nothing but
matter,
jail. They is on your
yeah.
ass if you doing any type of criminal activity these days.
Yeah, go get yourself a trade school, bro, or college, something that actually makes money, man, and you better off doing that, bro.
Yep.
Mm.
Electrician, plumber, all that
There
good
you
shit.
go.
Yup.
Truck
Start
driver.
You'll be your own boss. You'll be
Yep.
So
your own boss, pretty much.
we done went off topic. We done went off that filter. Ty
Yeah.
Pro brought itself back up here. Ty Pro has
Sorry.
say what happened. What do you have to say to me, Ty Pro? This one thing. What's going on?
You've been spreading all of this fear about Medicaid, old people getting through all this out of the old folks' home,
Fear?
little special ed kids dying in the streets and starving, all of this crazy shit. And I'm like, and I've been doing my you sparked the interest and made me
Fear?
uh start looking into this big beautiful bill. And I'm like, okay, let me look at this because HQ making it seem like the world about to end.
Okay.
Did you read it?
What am I spreading that's wrong?
The Medicaid in particular. You said
What about
old people not about to get Medicaid, kids not about to get Medicaid.
mm-hmm.
The Medicaid part of the bill only affects people under 65 and with children over 14.
No,
Yes,
no,
yes,
no.
yes.
You tell me how they gonna distinguish between somebody under 65 and somebody over 65. Please tell me.
By their fucking birth certificate, ID, and everything else you need to
So
use
why is it that
when you
people
apply for this stuff.
why people over 65 get an exemption compared to somebody that's under 65?
I
Why?
don't know, but that's what's in the bill. It affects the Medicaid is The new Medicaid does not affect people that's over 65 and
The
that
new
have
Medi-
children that
the
are
new
14 and
Medicaid,
under.
the
Hmm?
new Medicaid.
The bill, the big beautiful bill, the new the cuts that they're doing because they're making you have to work. What was it? 20 hours a
No, no, no,
month.
no, no. Let's stop. Let's stop at the 65. Let's talk about the old people.
Yeah.
When did it? When and in what bill? Where did it say we are not going to be charging people over 65? We're not going to take
So
their
you
medication.
were saying that they taking people Medicaid. They're not taking people Medicaid. They
Yes,
are
they are.
putting a restriction on Medicaid where you have to work 40 hours a month to be eligible for Medicaid. But that does not apply to people that are 65 and
Wait,
older
wait,
or
wait,
have
wait.
children.
What you mean to tell me the older people? So you mean to tell me they're about to cut the 65-year-old people? No, they about to cut a 65-year-old person, 64-year-old person off of Medicaid or
No,
medical.
no, no.
No,
That's what you've been saying.
no, no, no,
No,
no. I want to
that per
understand what you're
that that
saying. You're
I'm
saying to
saying
me that they got to work.
if you
And if they,
under, yes, you have to work 40 hours a month. That's 10 hours a week.
Mhm.
Walmart will gladly let you work 10 hours a week with your old ass.
so you mean to tell
Tyranny.
me
I'm
that
not just
they
making numbers up. Why would I?
hold
Why?
on, hold on. I want to understand what you're saying. You're saying that people who get Medicaid right now who
Mm-hmm.
don't
Mm-hmm.
make enough money, but they get Medicaid right now, they coming up off that Medicaid if they don't work 40 hours and they 64 years old or
Okay,
63
so
years
hold
old.
on. So Tyranny and Kaya, y'all are just going off of propaganda. Clearly, y'all have not read the bill. But since I can tell that y'all are both a little on the slow side, how about this? You should have an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, hopefully you got one new enough to have Chat GPT. Type in to Chat GPT and ask for a breakdown of the big beautiful bill and you will see what I'm talking about. Or you could go online and look it up and read the bill for yourself. But the bill is an actual document that you can read. Do you actually understand the system? I can read and I read the bill. I actually read the bill. I didn't just watch somebody on Facebook Live talking about something or retweet a fucking tweet about it. I read the bill. The bill, anybody that is 65 years and older and anybody that has a child that's 14 years or younger is not affected by any of the differences. Plus, they all only are standing for Trump's term. Once he's done being president, everything goes right back.
Wait, wait,
Everything
wait, wait,
expires
wait,
in
wait,
4 years.
wait. You regular ordinary people that are working, they if they get Medicaid and they can get medical insurance through their job or
Mhm.
Obamacare, of course they would get their own insurance. I'm talking about Medicaid for when people.
40 hours a month is not enough for you to get insurance through any job.
Okay,
That's 10 hours a week. That's beyond part time. That's working
if
two
you're
four
working,
hour
if you're
shifts a week.
65, if you're able to work a full-time job 9 times out of 10, you probably got medical insurance
But
through your
that's
job.
not what it is. 40 hours a week is full time jobs. 40 hours
Right.
a
And
month.
a lot of people
40,
may
40 hours a month is what you need to
you
qualify.
only need $20. You only need 20 hours a week in order for you to qualify to get Medicaid. That's fine. We're not. That's fine. But you don't understand what I'm saying when I say people may get kicked off of it simply because Bum Keisha, of course. That's what the whole point
But
is. The
but
whole
even
point.
Bum
Can
Keisha is good until her kid 14. That's for
she ain't
kids
good at her
14 and under is
She
straight.
still
They
got
not
right.
no,
So,
no,
so
14 and under don't get no changes. You ain't gotta work, you ain't gotta do nothing, you gotta worry about it. If your children are under 14, does not affect you.
okay. Bum Keisha, fine and dandy. We're gonna put Bum Keisha to the side because she was the catalyst for this whole thing. They lazy, they don't work, they ain't doing what they gotta do. They living off my money. That's why they did the damn Medicaid or Medicare to cut people off. What I said was people that get Medicaid or Medicare that are elderly are going to lose services and are going to lose Medicaid because of these cuts. Just because they want to punish Bum Keisha don't mean you take it out on the elderly, but that's what's going to happen is they're going to lose medical coverage too. Just for example, if I get money at a rural hospital, and there's only one hospital within a 300-mile radius, and I'm an elderly person, and I have a stroke or I have any of those things, how am I going to survive that if you take the hospital away because the hospital don't get Medicaid anymore? Hospital is not getting designated the money that they would now. So that's what
No,
I'm
no, no,
saying.
no, 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 no.
You didn't listen
So
to what I said. Wait a minute,
I
hold
hear
on. Let
you,
me finish.
but that person still has Medicaid if he's under the age of, if he or she is under the age of 65. That person, so say for instance the people that are 50 to 64. People that are 50 to 64. For one, this bill expires when Trump is no longer in office. It's only for 4 years. It's not even a whole 4 years. It's literally until the day he leaves office. But if you are from 50 to 64, you're a little older. All you gotta do is work 40 hours for Medicaid and 20 hours for food stamps a month. Not a week, a month. And you will be accepted doing the same stuff that you're doing before the bill was ratified.
You didn't hear what
Nothing
I
will change. And
yes.
it's not it's if you but them hospitals, the Medicaid is still there.
The
They still have it.
Medicaid women, no. If you're
If
used to
anything,
no, if you're used, if
he
you're
put $47 billion
hold
into
on.
the
If you
bill.
are a rural, see, you only reading what you only read, you're not even looking at the nuances of it. I just gave you a scenario where they're going to lose their health care or they're going to lose medical accessibility. If a
How though?
hospital, hold on, if
Why
they
would
get
he
if a hospital that's in a rural part of the country gets Medicaid at 75% and they get their Medicaid cut, that means that hospital closes. That means that clinic closes. So
why?
if I live in that area and I'm elderly or I live in that area and I'm poor, how am I going to get to the hospital that's 300-400 miles away if I have a stroke?
Why are y'all saying that the hospital is gonna be, why do y'all think that
Ain't you
who's
reading? Have you not read about the hospitals that just closed when they passed the bill? The hospitals that just said they got to close if the Medicaid come in, this bill comes into effect in Nebraska, they're closing their doors because they're gonna get cut by the Medicaid. They have to close them. They don't make enough money. That's going to
who
be in different other time. That's going to be in other states too. The most poor states: Texas, Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma, a couple other ones, but I can't remember the name. But I know those two. If you live in far out places and there's clinics and there's hospitals in them far out places, those places are going to close because they get 75% of their money from Medicaid or Medicare. If you cut them off, they can't stay open, which means they're going to close, which means if I live in that area, I'm going to be ass out, which means I'm going to lose my Medicare. What do you mean? That's what I'm talking about. If you cut Medicaid, it's not a matter of cut. Bum Keisha, you ain't gonna get $70 this week, this month. You're gonna get $30. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about me going to the hospital and the hospital having to close half the hospital and take half the patients because they don't have enough Medicaid money. So therefore, half of us won't be able to go to the hospital. So therefore, they're going to have to pick and choose who get whatever. So therefore, you're not going to make it to the hospital on time. and you don't have enough money to pay for prescription bills or the $35 copay or whatever that comes around the and that's copays are going to go up. How poor people going to pay for copays? How people Part B Medicaid at Walmart, how they going to pay for their medicine if they cut their Medicaid Part B off? And that's the medicine part of they senior citizen stuff. That means they got to get that money from somewhere. Where they going to get their medicine money from? If they got to pay $150 a month for medicine now, and they cut off their Medicaid, they cut off their medicine money. Now they got to pay $600. Where they gonna get the $600 from? They ain't got $600, so they gonna die or they gonna be in trouble. So yes, there's people that are going because I don't worry about Bum Keisha. Bum Keisha can make things happen. But older people, disabled people, them people gonna lose services, and those people are going to suffer. But all because they wanted to get rid of Bum Keisha. Bum Keisha get food stamp. She taking my money. Now you're gonna make the disabled, the handicapped, the rural, the older, the elderly, you're gonna make them. And I have been talking about them. I ain't been talking about Bum Keisha, because Bum Keisha can do her thing. But the elderly, disabled, all of them cars that come and get them elderly out of the house, them people come up in them vans gonna be the ones to go first, because ain't nobody got no money to pay for that. So that's gone. So now the elderly got to figure out how they get to the doctor. And since they ain't got no family to get them to the doctor, that means they don't go to the doctor, which means they're gonna die in their home. So these people, yes, you say, well, they work here. That don't mean nothing. You lose services when they cut the services. They don't cut the people off. They cut the services off. They close the hospitals and the clinics and the car rides and stuff like that, and the bus rides to the doctor back and forth. And they stop giving away free wheelchairs and stuff like that. Those are the things that are going to suffer. Those are the things that are going to be cut out. That's how they're going to trim the fat first. They're not going to look at Bum Keisha and say, Bum Keisha, you get $900 this month. You only going to get $500. No, that ain't what they do. They just cut off the services, or they close business. They close hospitals and clinics, or they tell you was paying $30 for your pills this month, but now you got to pay $75. Or you got to pay $500 now. That's the way they get them. That's the way you get them off of that.
So what you saying, what I'm saying is talking about two different things, but I agree with you to an extent. I understand where you're coming from. Yes, when they cut the budget for these things,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to allow for them to cover less expenses with Medicaid. But Medicaid really wasn't covering a whole bunch of shit to begin with. And that's unfortunate. But what I'm saying is the stipulations that will kick the people off of these programs are just to make it's to make the willing and able people work for those benefits. But people who
Yes,
aren't willing and able to work for them still get their same benefits. People
yes,
that's too old to work and people who got kids that's too young are still going to be fine
they're
and the
going to
same as
cut
they was
those
operating. Now,
services.
far as it goes to the budget cuts to the actual program itself, it's gonna make resources. Yes, it'll make the resources to be more
Wait a minute,
spread.
hold on, wait a minute. Did you just say that if you have a child under the age of 14, your benefits ain't gonna change? You ain't gotta work. You ain't the one.
If
Then you ain't
you
looking at you.
the new requirements for Medicaid does not affect children under the age of 14 and people that's over 65. But far as the budget cuts to the actual hospitals, the 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 hospitals in the poor areas are the hospitals that use Medicaid the most. They're not going to be the ones that have to do the most of the cutting because they're the ones that use Medicaid the most. The people
They don't
that
want. Wait a minute, hold up. Did you just say? Wait a minute, die. If 75% of my budget is Medicaid, and you cut my budget in half, I can't open my doors.
so the is gone balance out. The hospitals who budget is 25% Medicaid, and most of the people
No,
going there,
not
the
that much
most of
more than that.
the hospitals in the places that most of their patients are insured by their job and other
No,
forms than Medicaid are going to be able to subsidize
no.
to the point where they don't take Medicaid at all.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I wasn't clear. These hospitals and these clinics are in poor communities, which means they on a shoestring budget as it is. So when you come and you cut my shoestring budget in 1/3 into 1/3, and I got 2/3 left, I'm going to have to close. Those
Well, shit,
poor
fuck them.
hospitals already there's I think there's 133 scheduled to close hospitals in rural areas. The one in Nebraska just closed this week. There's going to be a couple announcements of ones closing next week and then the week after that. So there's hospitals that are going to have to close because they're going to lose money, and then therefore those poor people in those communities, you're going to have deaths.
Well, look, the only thing I can really speak about because you can't. Those are not. Those are predictions, and those are
Oh, I don't
things
need to
that.
make
Hold,
predictions.
hold on, hold
Those are
on, hold on, hold on. That's what people are estimating will happen. I just could speak on the new requirements because that seemed like it was being left out of what you was talking about. The actual new requirements for Medicaid and for food stamps aren't that bad, and it's not that harsh, and a lot of people are not going to be affected that are on food stamps and Medicaid, far as what they need to require to stay compliant to get their food stamps and their Medicaid.
right.
That was my main smoke for you. So
Right.
far
I'm
as
saying I'm
hold
saying
on, hold on, hold on.
it won't
Far as
change.
the predictions
Mhm.
of what's gonna happen when it comes to the budget, I'm not gonna be able to really speak on that because I understand what you're saying. I'm in the hood, so I know a lot of these people got Medicaid. So you know what I'm saying. But I will land my plane on to make an omelet. You gotta crack some eggs.
Right. I I know you have not heard me say anything about Bum Keisha other than they wanted to try to get Bum Keisha, but by trying to get Bum Keisha, you burnt up the elderly, the handicapped, disabled, and the rural community. You burn them
But
up by
cut-
trying to get Bum Keisha.
I kind of agree with you with the cutting the medical Medicaid benefits in totality, but I do feel like it's going to balance itself out. But
Mm,
cutting Medicaid is one thing, but I'm for the new stipulations and requirements that it's going to take to have food stamps and to have Medicaid, and that's what I've
for a
been
person
seeing.
over the age, for a person who has a child over 14, right?
Under 14 and a person that's over the age of 65, they don't get affected. But if you don't fall in that, you have to work, I believe, 40 hours a month for the Medicaid, 20 hours a month for the food stamps.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I don't think people should be getting benefits and don't have a job. I don't think
And it
people should be getting
depends.
benefits and aren't out here working.
And
The
it
oh,
depends on what. And it depends. See, here's the thing.
and nobody with special
Those
needs
people
are
have
affected by
income.
that at all.
Those
Nobody
people have
that's
income. Bit tied. Those people have income. So even
who.
if you cut, so wait a minute, even if you cut the under 65, people under 65, those
Hmm.
people have an opportunity to make income.
Hmm.
Okay. They have an opportunity. Somebody over 65 don't have no opportunity to make no income.
Hmm.
So their benefits are going to be cut regardless of what they do. The benefits of the disabled, their benefits are going to get cut regardless. They
What
don't have no
what
stipulations.
the amount of money that they get in food stamps and the amount of coverage that they get in Medicaid ain't gonna change though.
Yes, it will. If they can't get to it, if you can, Ty, if I live in a town, if I live in Timbuktu and I live in Timbuktu and the nearest highway, the nearest hospital or nearest clinic is 300 miles away, how do I get there without it being almost a whole day's worth of travel to get to the doctor?
So you saying with those budget cuts, you think that the medical transportation will get cut?
Yes.
I don't see that happening because that's such a large, profitable, privatized, profitable. Like, yes, it's a part of Medicaid, but that just doing that job pays so many people. That's a whole industry. So that'd mean
If
they
they,
gonna lose their jobs.
okay. If I only if wait a minute, there's a whole bunch of things that get Medicaid. Let's just take Medicaid. A whole
Hmm.
bunch of things get Medicaid.
Hmm.
20 things just for example, 10 things get the 10 things get Medicaid. 10 things. And that's at 100%. I cut Medicaid in half, or I cut Medicaid down to 70%. So now I gotta cover those 10 things with the 70% instead of the 100% that I used to have. I got
Hmm.
to cover it with 70%, right?
I'm following.
Okay. So don't you think the services out of those 10 things, something in them services is going to be compromised? Because you're only getting 70%, whereas you was getting 100% paid. Now you're only getting 70% paid. So what do I cut? 30% of my budget is gone. Seeing as how I was doing 100%, now it's down to 70. 30% of my money is gone. What can I cut? I can cut the ambulance people, or I can cut the truck that comes to pick people up. They can get their family to come pick them up, or I can cut I can not have home care for the old person, or something is going to be cut, which means the old people are going to suffer. That's what I'm saying. When you have 70% after having 100%, and I was straining, my budget was straining at that 100%. Now you done took me down to 70%.
I'm gonna say this. I see where you're coming from. You making a good point. So I can't smoke your boots all the way. Nah, this time you got me this time. We 1 for 1 now. So we gonna have
So
to
when
have a
I so when I
tiebreaker.
so when I'm bitching about Medicaid, I'm talking about them people. Bum Keisha can do
Yeah,
whatever the hell Bum Keisha can do.
yeah.
I'm talking
But
about them
I
people
think that a
that don't have
lot of what you're
no limit.
saying isn't finite yet, and we're not going to really see the full effects. Probably in the next 30 days, we will. We will see how this looks. Like shit, that's going to affect
No,
me.
no. Keep your
I
eye.
got
Keep your
children.
eye
That's
on hospital. Keep your eye on hospitals and clinics that
yeah,
announce that they're closing. That will
yeah.
tell
So
you to tell. Because
I'm gonna look.
one just announced.
I haven't been looking into that. I will
Mhm,
look into that side a little more. Speaking on the requirements of the bill, I'm with
mhm,
that. The no
mhm.
tax on overtime. I work 50 to 60 hours a week, Monday
That
through
ain't gonna
Friday.
make no difference. That ain't gonna make
Yeah, it's
no
gonna
difference.
make me a hell of a difference
When
if
you
20
gotta
20
pay
hours.
your taxes
Huh?
going up too. Your taxes going up too. So
They said this, we getting a
that's
tax
gonna
cut
be a
though.
wash.
We
The
getting a
tax
tax cut. My pay bracket is like a 23% tax cut.
you getting a tax hike on your taxes.
That said a tax cut. And if you married, you saving even more money. He put a tax cut on every from low income to high income. And the
Mhm.
higher the income, the higher the income, the less the cut. So people that's in the middle is saving the most money. So that compiled with me not having my overtime tax because I work 10 to 20 hours of overtime a week in 5 days. Sometimes I work 30 hours of overtime if I work Saturdays. That's definitely, I might throw some money at some fucking homeless people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I might be giving out lunches and shit because I got some extra dollars. So I do it's excuse me, it's things about the bill that I agree with that will positively affect me. honestly, the Medicaid and the food stamps don't affect me because I'm not eligible for neither one of those. Neither one of my children's mothers are eligible for food stamps and Medicaid. They all work and they all, so it's like none of that. So my compassion for the people exists,
Hmm.
but the
No, you got compassion for the old people. Them
I got
young people.
compassion for the old people, but they about to die anyway.
You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm
I
saying.
get what you're saying, and I hope everything kind of balances out. I just wanted to say that the stipulations
Right.
I'm in agreement with, and I don't think everything about the big beautiful bill is a negative, and I think it's going to affect a lot of the average people, especially people in these spaces, people that's trying because your super chats and
Hmm.
stuff won't be getting taxed under that under that tip the tip that falls under tips. So when you get super chats and stuff, that'll fall under a tip. So you
Hmm.
won't be getting taxes on that. You won't have to file taxes on that at the end of the year. So I think there is some parts of it that's not just like, oh my God, this is the worst thing that happened to the American people. And the biggest part of it that I haven't heard too many people talk about is
Hmm.
all of these things expire when he leaves. So this is really so basically this is an experiment. And when the next president comes, because I do believe we as a people are going to start hiring younger, voting for younger presidents. Like I can tell from the last election and how people are turning on Trump that we tired of all of this shit and we want to get back to getting professionals, hopefully. And it's going to be a good template for the next president to say, okay, you know what, these things work, these things different. So we gonna have to, tighten up some shit for the next 4 years and it's unfortunate for the people who are devastated by things, but it'd be a good template for the next president to come in and start doing stuff like that that's more beneficial to the people.
It's
You
got
know
to
what I'm
be.
saying?
We need somebody who does that. Oh, I looked at
Mhm.
it a little bit. You right. All of the things that we get, all of the things that we're getting as a middle class, our stuff expire when he leave office.
Mhm.
So the tax on tips, the child tax credit, all
Mhm.
the extended 2017 tax, all of our
Even the
stuff.
budgets and stuff too, though. The budget, the cutting out the budget, the everything, the entire bill gonna expire.
But the Medicaid and all of that cut don't expire. That
They
cut is
gon' they
permanent.
can get they gonna get the money put back into they funding once the bill expires.
No, that doesn't expire. Those cuts are. I wonder how they're gonna get them back in. I don't know. I don't know. They
So
got
they
to figure.
gon' they gonna raise the because the whole entire bill raised our total debt, and so the money that they
$4 trillion extra.
yeah, so the money most of it went to ICE, but ICE to be cut off completely in those 4 years. So all of that money that ICE is getting gonna go right back
Well,
into
why is
Medicaid.
everybody worried about that? Why is everybody worried about the immigrants that are here? I'm confused. Why is there a big deal about that? They ain't bothered.
So
You probably don't even know none. Ain't never met none. What is the problem with them people?
I know some immigrants because we got Southwest Detroit is filled with Mexicans. ICE is actually here. The city. I don't get involved in that shit, but the
Hmm.
city been protesting ICE. ICE has actually been caught here in Detroit, rounding up people, kicking in doors. It's a new border patrol. Border patrol. It was a once upon a time ago. They was putting a whole bunch of money into border patrol. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But border patrol only exists because we have a heavy presence of border patrol because we got the bridge to Canada.
Right.
So border patrol used to be the ICE thing. This was like right before Obama and all that shit. They used to put, I think it was W. Bush used to like around 9/11 and all of that. They used to
Hmm.
fund a lot of money into border patrol. They used to have
Hmm.
tanks and boats and helicopters because it sends a message to other countries that we're not going for the go the get down because honestly having open borders is reasons why they can have a lot of T attacks in here, all of these different wars going around, having increased security
So why
is a
not?
way.
So
So
why
ICE,
why couldn't
ICE.
we just make them? Why couldn't we just give them amnesty? Why couldn't we just do that?
So because it's a sign of weakness, and ICE is going to build that wall on Mexico. It's a sign of weakness because if they was truly concerned about immigrants, it
Mhm,
like here we have a area of the city dedicated to Mexicans. We
mhm.
also have an area of the city dedicated to Muslim and Arabic Americans. ICE don't go over there. ICE is only targeting Mexicans and Guatemalans and
Now,
all
how is
that
that right? How is that right?
because it just sends it's not right at all, but it sends a message that it sends a message, and it's really just for show and for clout and to show strength. And ICE is just gonna be a whole bunch of people that want to be cops, whole bunch of racist white boys that's gonna do some wild cowboy shit that want to be cops. You know what I'm saying? And
That is we know that that's what it. We know that that's why they targeting them because they don't go to certain spaces where they got a whole bunch of Russians, where they got a whole bunch of Chinese people. They don't go there.
Albanians,
They go, man,
Albanians,
yeah, they don't go there. They
yeah,
just go get the
because
Mexican folks.
yeah, but so this what we gotta do, cause I see it a lot. But what we gotta do is we gotta make sure that we don't get involved in that shit because it's not our fight. But we might
I'm
have a
not
fight.
involved.
We might have a fight
Mm-hmm.
that I seen you at the ICE protest holding signs and throwing tear
Shit.
gas.
Not me. No, no, no,
So
no. I did my protesting at the ballot box. I
yeah,
ain't doing. I ain't helping nobody because you didn't help. You ain't helping me. Y'all got to help yourselves now.
so
That's the way I
that's a
look.
good. So it's not cool, it's not right, but it is what it is because a lot of countries don't have wide open borders, and they trying to bring it down to, you know, shit. It's going. They really want to have a very small percentage of immigrants. They
Mm,
want to have a high percentage of whites because they're uh their ratio of life to death is so low. They
mm,
want to have their numbers as conflated as possible. So they're not going to get rid of Russians and Albanians and people that can identify as white and help their numbers.
mhm,
They're going to get
mhm,
rid of our people because it's going to make our numbers look low. What we
mm,
need to do is get ready for, okay, now we only got 10% of immigrants. What are we going to do now that it's just natives, whites, and FBAs in this country primarily?
mm, mm.
We got to pay more attention and get on code and get unified with each other about what we need to be worried about. And hey, I just want to kick them out, kick them out. They can't deport us nowhere. You gonna deport me to Louisiana? That's all you can do with me. So
Right,
we gotta get our shit together to make sure that the things that these governments is passing is going to be a positive effect for our people, and
right,
that's going to start at taking over the local governments. You know
right.
what I'm saying? We
We're
gotta
gonna have to
really,
start putting people in position. People got to start getting into position. It's you young people that's got to
because
start putting yourself in positions.
if anything was to go down, we don't want to be just victimless like these immigrants. We should look at that like they have
Right,
no power. They have zero power to do
right,
anything about what they're going through. But we
right,
have an opportunity to have power to make sure that just like the Asians have power. They get bills passed for their people. We need to be on that type of time. We don't need to be out here throwing rocks at police officers and that ICE agents and shit. We need to be getting it together and saying,
right,
look, we need to, you know what I'm saying, make sure we know, we understand how we need to understand how these bills are wrote and why
right,
certain communities get certain money and certain
right.
communities don't.
We
You know
need
what
to we need
I'm
to get on code for real,
saying?
because this is a wake up call. This is a wake up call. These people ain't got no power. They throwing y'all
Hmm.
the hell out of here.
Quick.
There ain't nothing you say, nothing you can say or do. You thought you had something permanent, but they showed you that you wasn't permanent. We are permanent here, which means
And
we should have a say in what's going on around here, a bigger say than what's
so
going on around here.
I don't like to be a fear monger, but Trump did pass a law in this bill that if he passes any more bills that's unconstitutional or unlawful,
Mm-hmm.
no judges can stop him without a class action civil suit. So it would take time for anything that he passed to
Mm-hmm.
be rejected by judges and
Right.
bring him, saying put the light on him as doing something unlawful or unconstitutional. So he's
Mm,
built a little gap
yeah.
between him and having to have repercussions for just writing a bill like anybody black go to jail immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Right.
has the freedom, he will face repercussions, but he has time and a gap to get things done
Well, I
before he
think he
do
don't have
it.
that much time. I think he's doing this because he don't have much time. I
Well,
think he,
with so he can start. So if he go on a tirade of writing bills, we want to be watching that because he can write any kind of bill at this point, and
right.
it'll take some time. We'll have to put a class action lawsuit to notify them bills to reject those bills.
Right.
So this like you just said, what I'm saying, we need to make sure we can conserve our we have a right to have power in this country. We kind of
Right.
grow up with the understanding that we powerless, but we not, and we are entitled to this country more than the white people. So we need
I
to
wish
make sure
we
we
had
capitalize
power.
on that.
I wish we had more power. I wish we had more power in the state houses and I wish we had more power because then there would be there would almost be a safe particular place, a safe
Hmm.
particular place where we could say, okay, the governor's black, the state legislator is black, legislation is black, elector is black. Maybe we got some black cops, some towns, some sheriffs, and maybe we can probably branch out from there. But we don't have no kind of power at the governor's level. We don't have no kind of power uh, at some of the local levels. We and they're scattered all over the place. We need to do some. We need to do some deep reflection because young people need to start getting involved with these processes out here, learning how voting goes, learning how the electoral college goes, learning how you get electoral votes, learning how you win elections, learning how you vote, how you win, how you run a campaign. We need young people to get involved with this kind of stuff.
I
I mean,
agree with you 100%, 120%. HQ.
I
I'm a
mean, I would enjoy seeing us get more power. I would love to see a different, what the hell is it called? A different voting party, a different party, other
yeah,
than the
yeah.
Democrat or the Republican. I would
Yep.
love to be in on another different party. Okay, that
That's what
really
we need.
represents the people, really
That's what we
represents the
need.
diverse people. But we can't. But people so scared to move. We got rich people. We got enough rich people where we could flood that same internet thing that Trump did last time. We got plenty of power. Nobody has the wheel, and we don't have a lot of people that understands all of these voting blocks, what the electoral college does, how to win the electoral vote. And we talking about black folks. I'm not just talking about doing it. I'm talking about we need black folks to understand this shit in and out,
Yes, ma'am.
to be
Yes,
willing
ma'am.
to run for office, to be willing to be the sheriff of a town in the South, to be, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To pave the way for our black people so we can build power in this. We are always subject to their laws, to their way of thinking, to their way of doing things. I ain't with that no more. I ain't with that no more. We need to get more power out here.
I'm with you, HQ. Even though I might not always agree with you, you my baby, and I love when you do talk about politics and stuff because you can tell you're passionate and you're concerned and you
Mm.
concerned for people that's not just you. And I love that about you. So I appreciate you allowing me to get
Well,
up
thank
here and
you.
chop it up with you for sure, for sure. Anytime. And we
Okay,
still
at
we
least we understand each other. We understand what you understand why I came from the older people. That's what had
hmm
me upset. Not Bum
hmm
Keisha, not all them, just the older folks that I think may. Why is he asking what power? What do you mean what power?
He talking
Bad.
about what is power. Yeah, we ain't go. Hey, look, I appreciate what you're doing. You're doing your thing. and I got some ribs on the grill. I'm about to go
Okay.
check.
All right.
But we got to get us a little black vibe going on. So
Right.
I'm gonna try to send you some topics and stuff so we could get one of our little black things
Yeah,
going
we
on.
need to
But
do that again. We need to do that again. I enjoyed that talk. Definitely.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I love
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank
Peace.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Kaya. Thank you for coming in. Super sticker $4.99. Thank you very much. Thank you. Super stickers, super chats, all of those are welcome. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much for the content. We always doing weird content. We always doing good content. We always doing what we got to do. When you say what power, what is power? How can you get something if you don't know what it is? The power is with the men, and that is where the money is. It's a race to stay in two places. Hombre, what is the power? What is power? How can you get something if you don't know what it is? I'm too old to be fighting the man, as you say. I'm too old to be fighting the man. But I want to be a support for anybody who wants to do that. Any kind of movement towards us having more economic power, us having more say in elections, us having more say in local government, us having a say in more things, more power. Okay, we got rich black men in this country. I'm talking about start little. A rich black man tries to get black people elected in this particular county, and then in this particular county, let's get some more black people elected. Then in this county, we get some more black people elected. Then maybe we'll go for the governorship. And then maybe we'll go for the state representatives that meet in Congress. Then we'll go for the state senator in the federal government. That's what I mean by getting us together and us getting power. That's what I mean. Us getting power for us to be a better, to be more of a power, a person that has more say in this country. Okay. Well, you say it's not power. I say it's power. We two different people. I don't know what you mean. Only you have to explain what you mean by power. I don't know. That's power to me. Okay. That's power to me. And I don't have the strength or the wherewithal to do it something like that on my own. So it is what it is. But I appreciate you all. I got to put some more content out, but it's not going to be on camera. It's going to be TikTok. It's those TikTok things I got to put out. And I appreciate all of y'all showing up. Please hit the like button in and out. Please hit the like button. We need the engagement. We need the buttons. We need the likes. We need all of those beautiful things. So I appreciate you all for showing up. I appreciate all of you for showing up.